What the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And this one is the Game of Thrones Season 7 pregame motherfucking show, Episode 3. Halfway through this motherfucker already, the Queen's Justice. And as always, I am joined by my co-host, my right hand. And as always, you know the right hand is on the trigger, my jigger, Emoji Osman.
Yo, what's going on, folks? It's Moji the King in office. Mojini, baby. What's going on, man?
No doubt. What's the deal? What's the deal? You know, we are out here, we have this episode coming up. But before we get into this episode coming up, and I'm hoping that this episode is a great episode. Obviously, we need a great episode. Let me be the one to say that people haven't said it. Let me say it right now. After these 2 episodes, I think that Game of Thrones needs to get better. Not that these were bad episodes, but this is the final season, folks. It is the final season. I need to be wowed every time I see an episode, and I have not been wowed yet. I mean, the biggest thing we've gotten is the Greyjoy, Euron Greyjoy battle so far. I have not been wowed yet. What about you, Mo? What do you think about the season so far?
Amazing. Amazing. I mean, it's problem is it's going by way too fast. There's only 5 episodes left. When I remembered that there's only 5 episodes left, that shit killed me, man. I mean, it's unbelievable how fast it's going this year. It's always going fast, and it is what it is. You know, we're gonna do what we do. You know, I just want to shout out that this is the only pregame show.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. The first and most foremost, the first one to do it. We ones who set the trends. We don't follow them. We just set them. That's how we do stuff. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that to me, it needs to get a little bit better. What up to everybody out there in the live motherfucking chat? Let me take a little peek over there real quick and see who's chilling right there. What up to Dish Murphy Brown? What up to Jonathan Haymaker? What up to T Baby? What up to Joe Swag? What up to QTDA? What up, what up, what up? It's the one true David Adams. I was like, who is that? I had no idea who that was, and he's got a wrench. And but I do know it is now and stuff like that. So, yo, what up to everybody out there? Thank you for joining us over here. Let me just stop this screen right here because I'm looking at myself and stuff going on and stuff like that. What up to Peach? What up to Brandon Stark? What up to everybody out there? What up to Sir Bowser? What up to all y'all joining us and everything else? What's cracking? Jesse Harden. What up, everybody? So, you know, we are up in this piece. We are doing our thing like we always do. Last episode, we got the Euron Greyjoy ship battle. Moji, was that what you thought it would be? Was that the battle that you seen from all the trailers and everything we showed? Did it live up to your expectations?
Yeah, it definitely lived up to expectations. I didn't look at any pictures, leaks. I didn't do any of that this year. I wanted to be surprised at every corner. I only saw little bits of leaks maybe like 4 months ago when they were showing the Dragonstone pictures with Jon at Dragonstone. But other than that, I didn't see anything about Euron battles. I didn't look at no pictures. This is how you're supposed to do it. This is how you're supposed to feel off of it. It was amazing, man.
Yeah, I thought it was good. You know, because he wasn't really Euron. He came off like Victorion. You know what I mean? He was Euron when he was with Cersei in Throne Room, and then when he got onto the boat and he came on the boat, he was 100% Victorion. Even had the axe and everything. So I think that's why I think it worked. You know what I mean? I really think that wish they should have just casted Victorion, but I guess they plan on going down the route of having him have both characters. Now, that being said, let's go into a little bit of some crackpot stuff that I've been hearing, and let's just talk about this for a second. Now, we seen during that battle, Euron gets stabbed by the sand snakes. Now, people are saying that the sand snakes are known to poison their weapons, so they're saying that it's possible that Euron is poisoned. And we know that it happened to Victorion when he came on the boat with his hand. His hand got infected, and then he had to get the burnt fist to save himself. So do you think that they are using that storyline in this season with Euron?
Yeah, they're definitely doing that. they're probably gonna take a lot of Victorion's story from the books. I mean, even though Victorion only had a couple of chapters, they were big chapters, big storyline. You know what I mean? A lot of the sea battles that Victorion had. Probably gonna bring in Makoro and switch it up and put Euron's got, you know, probably got Kinvara on his boat or something wild like that.
So you think that that Euron right now is poisoned by the Sand Snakes?
I definitely think he's poisoned by the Sand Snakes. She hit him. See, this is the same thing that happened with Arya last season with that Arya shit, with that knife shit, with that twist and turn. This season, we got a twist and turn with the Sand Snakes, man. She hit him with the bottom on the thigh, and then she cut back. You saw that, right?
I've seen it. She definitely caught him without a doubt. I want to ask the people in the chat right now, too. Do you think that Euron Greyjoy is poisoned right now by the Sand Snakes? Give me a yes or no, and I will read out the ones when you put it out there and what y'all think about it. Do you think that he is poisoned? So, now, to me, if you ask me if he's poisoned and stuff, we got Mike Lewis. He says, nah, he does not believe it. Comments TV says no. Pete says no. Matthew says no. Cher says no. Renee says no. This says no. Nadine says no. Christopher says no. Everyone looks like they're saying no. We got a hell no from Paul Wilson. We got a yes from Tina Sarah. She is rolling with Mo Genie. And I just think that if it was gonna go down, it would have happened, you know, you'd see it a little bit. And the fact that we have the clip of him going through the parade with his arms up, it looks like he's okay. Now it could be some late reacting stuff because we know the one with Victorion didn't hurt him right away. It took a little bit, a couple of days after before it got infected and everything. So unless it's some slow acting poison like that, I can't see it going down. But if it is that, it definitely could go down like that. You know what I mean?
A lot of people in the chat saying it's the wrong Sand Snake, and only the other two put poison on their weapons. But in the books, all of them use poison. So it's like if the show's changing it, I mean, I understand that she uses a whip like Indiana Jones, you know, but you could put poison on the tip of the whip. On the tip of the whip.
You could do it, definitely. You know what I mean? That sounds like a little stud 100 action going on there. A little Mandalay spray going on there. You know what I mean? But we've seen that chick, Euron Greyjoy, turned her into her own sigil and stuck that spear right up to her and held her right up there. And the other chick, she hung off the boat. I wish he would have did it off of his own boat and sailed in the King's Landing with it. I think that would have been a better look for the character, but I guess he's going to go back there and he's going to try to act like he's somewhat have some type of culture. Now, do you think that in this episode that Euron Greyjoy will get what he wanted? Do you think that Cersei will plan on marrying this man?
The crazy thing is Euron's trying to marry Dany, though. So, like, is the show trying to change this and make it that he's trying to marry Cersei? I don't get this. He never... In the first episode, he was introduced 2 episodes ago or whatever. He said, yeah, I wanted to marry the most beautiful girl in the world. That's not Cersei anymore. Does she think that's her?
I think that if you're in Westeros, it's known that Cersei was known and is known as the most beautiful chick of the land. That's the way she was when she was growing up. I think Daenerys' beauty is known, but I think he was making that comment about Cersei Lannister at that time. I think he planned on marrying Dany, but when Yarsha got there first, I think that was the end of that. He switched his gears to Cersei.
Damn, that's crazy. That was crazy. If they switch it from him trying to marry Dany in the books to Cersei on the show, that's going to be watered down. I don't like that. This is the first time I actually was thinking that people might think it's Cersei. It's not. It's got to be Dany. He's been wanting Dany forever. Last season when he was telling the Greyjoys, build me 1,000 ships and I'll give you the world, he said it right there in that speech that he wanted Dany.
Yeah, but he said it right after that in this episode when he went to go get Cersei. He offered her the fleet and the ships and everything he would have offered Dany, or he offered to Cersei.
Oh yeah.
And then she said that he's coming for a bride. He's coming for a queen. He wants a queen. He's a king, and he wants a queen to Jaime. So
Wow, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. That'll be crazy if they change it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to change. I think it's going to be like that in the books too. I don't think he's going to get there. I think he sent Victorian over there with the guise of saying he wants to marry Danny, but has no intention of marrying Danny. He just wants to get within range for him to blow that horn.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know, I think that's the way it's definitely going down with that.
So you think like they're gonna show Dragon Biter on the show? You think because they skipped over the gift in the books? His gift was always gonna be the Dragon Binder in the books. In the show, completely changed that up. Now it went to one of the Sand Snakes, Ilaria Sand, for killing Marcella Lannister. So what you think they're ever gonna show Dragon Binder in the show?
Will they show Dragon Binder in the show? I wish they would. I really do wish they would show Dragon Binder. It would be great if they did. I was hoping that they would show the Valyrian steel armor that last episode. That was a perfect opportunity to show it. Doesn't mean he doesn't have it, though they didn't show it. But that was the perfect opportunity. They did not do it. I hope that they do, but I'm just going to say no. I don't think we're going to get Dragon Binder. I wish so we did, but I just don't think we're going to get it. What are you thinking?
Man, I've had so many dreams on this show shattered. Had Lady Stoneheart shattered. Had the Dragon White possibly not happen still. You know, I hope they give us some sort of mystery, man. You got to give us something. I mean, Lady Stoneheart, you didn't want to give us Lady Stoneheart. I understand that. Too much CGI, too much money involved. People might not understand what a zombie Catelyn Stark is doing on the show, but at least give us the Warlocks. Give us the Warlocks and the Dragon Binder. Give us the mute, you know what I mean, seaman on his ship. You know, they showed us the silence.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Well, let me answer a question that I keep seeing it come up there. People are asking me, "Well, what's up with the patch on my eye?" Though it may look like I am doing a tribute to Euron Greyjoy for his excellent performance that he had last episode. I am not Don the Kraken Wit. I am Tony Teflon the Don. It's not that. I hurt my eye at the job, so I had no choice but to wear this patch. The show must go on. So I decided to come on rocking the patch. You know what I mean? That's just the way I do it because I'm here for y'all, and we gonna fight through it all. And we got some alcoholic beverages to help us get through it too. You know what I mean? So that is the reason why I am rocking the patch. So Mo is going to be collecting all the questions mostly and reading them out because it's a little hard for me to read with the one eye. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So hopefully it doesn't look too crazy. You know what I mean? Up here rocking and stuff like that. And as I said before, the episode, you know, they could have threw an eye patch on Euron anyway. I guess I shouldn't have said that because now I got an eye patch thrown on me after I said it. So next time karma, I guess that's what happens when it comes around to you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes.
Got you.
You know, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, so people out there, you know what I mean, out here in the chat and stuff like that. What I want to ask, we got questions I see going up there. Knowing Mo's Genie's gonna grab those as soon as he can. We're gonna take it with that, get that soon. But what I want to ask you in the chat right now is, who will die first this episode? What is the first death we are going to see? We know who's in the most jeopardy. And we know most likely it's going to be one of them. You know what I mean? So, who will it be that dies first? People in the chat, please let me know. Who do you think dies first this episode? We got Annie who says Grey Worm. We got Renee who says Sand Snakes. Sand Snakes. We got Sherry who says Lady Olenna. We got one that says Littlefinger Grey Worm. Ed Sherrington. Is he still in it? Another Grey Worm. Another Grey Worm. Wow, a lot of Grey Worm. We got Ilaria's daughter up there, Randall Tarley, Sand Snake's daughter. We got Ilaria's going to die. The mama girl. The mama girl. No worm. It's cooked. Grey Worm is a good. You know, a lot of these are saying Grey Worm. That Mo Genie. Do you think Mo that the Grey Worm is going to be the first person to die this episode. Is that what's going on? That was a name I really wasn't thinking of, but we have a lot of people saying Grey Worm. What are you thinking, Mo?
That's definitely a good one. I'm gonna definitely roll with not the mama, not the mama. I feel like she's gonna straight up get sliced and diced by either the mountain, or she's gonna get handled or she's gonna be given to Qyburn, and Qyburn's gonna do his experiments on her like he did with the 3 prostitutes in the book. Like he's gonna do his little night crawly maneuvers on her. She's definitely there to be sacrificed because it looks like they gave her the role of being the favorite child of Ilaria Sand. So Ilaria can watch her getting mutilated or tortured and giving up secrets. So I'm definitely going to go with not the mama.
No doubt about it. That is a good. So what do you think? Do you think Grey Worm will die this episode?
I think Grey Worm dies. Shit, man. See, the thing is, they're going so fast this season. That I want to say next episode, but in reality, they're probably going to show us the invasion of Casterly Rock today, and they're going to show us Grey Worm getting got up by somebody in the same episode. Usually in seasons past, they would have just gave us the invasion of Casterly Rock today and then Grey Worm's death next episode. But it's probably going to happen all in one.
He got the booty. And they spent a lot of time on that sex scene. A lot of time. It was a long sex scene. I'm not complaining about it whatsoever. I'm just saying they spent a lot of time on it. Usually when you get that high and they give you that high, they bring you down. Your fall is very, very far. So I think it's quite possible Grey Worm will die. But I do think it's got to be that goddamn Sans nigga. It's got to be not to mama. She's got to go. I think she has to be the one who goes first, if anything, because I think that we're going to probably start off with the scene that we've seen Cersei Lannister talking to Jaime, telling him, "Oh, I drew first blood." I think we're going to start off with that scene, which is going to lead to a sex scene. After she says that to Jaime, she's going to get all hot and bothered by it. They're going to go into some sex situation, and then that's going to lead to the next day of Euron Greyjoy coming with her gifts. And I think that's how it's all going to go out, but how that scene will start. So I think just because that's going to happen, I think that's why not the mama's got to go first, and I think that's when she gets it. I think after she's so high, she's going to get her first fall, because I think we're going to see Casterly Rock fall. What do you think about that, Mo? Do you think that Casterly Rock will fall this season?
Absolutely. Casterly Rock's definitely fallen. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how they're going to kill Grey Worm. Dude's like one of the best generals Danny's got. Dude's brave as shit. Dude's been maneuvering. And there's nobody at Casterly Rock. There's not Uncle Kevin Lannister. There's not Jaime Lannister. Tywin's dead. I don't even know which Lannister they're going to show that's holding Casterly Rock. You know what I mean? Cersei and Jaime are in King's Landing. Tyrion's out gallivanting with Dany. They don't have any other relatives. And in the books, I think Kevin Lannister's still alive. So who's holding the rock right now is the real question. And how are they going to kill Grey Worm? What are you going to show us? Some random young-ass Lannister kid from Lannisport that's like 3 generations cousins with Jaime, Cersei, and Tywin. Tyrion, and he kills Grey Worm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? An unsullied kid that grew up, sleeping with lions and tigers and bears. You just gonna show us him getting killed by some random Lannister? Yeah,
in the books, he even got jigged up by the little birds in the last chapter. Kevin, he caught it. You know what I mean? You remember that chapter, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, Kevin caught it. Yeah, oh yeah, you're right.
And I think they gave that to Grandmaster Pie Sales for the show. We got a super dollars. Thank you very much for the donation. As you can see, my eye is this, so I need all the donations we can get. Oh my God, this prescription Cost me a lot of money. Let me say, Talking Thrones is the one who did that to me. Thank you very much. Shout out. He says, shout out to Tony and Mo, two America's Most Wanted, at the same motherfucking place in the same motherfucking time. Good looking to my man Talking Thrones. Thanks a lot for that, brother. I really do appreciate that. And yo, definitely we seen Talking Thrones. We gonna get him on here. He's gonna be on the pregame show, guaranteed that. You know what I mean? That's how we doing. You know what I mean? And he did his first live stream. It was a major success. I watched it. He did a really good job. His first time doing it, and he knocked it out the park. So please check him out and check out his live stream when he drops them off like that, because he gets a lot of people out there in the chats, gets lit too. You know what I mean? So definitely check out my man. Always check out good people, man. That's what it's all about. Good people in this business, man, and that's it. And staying loyal to good people and stuff, and that's what it's all about.
Logan is an original OG, ladies and gentlemen. Check out Talking Thrones channel, an original OG.
No doubt, no doubt. He did it his way. You know, when you got that Frank Sinatra in you, like Tony Teflon the Don, I do it my way, and you do it your way. That's the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Next week, Talking Thrones says he is going to be here on the pregame show live. So we got Talking Thrones lined up for next week. So come on, we're going to see him next week on here. It's going to be a big episode, the Lannister battle. So I'm going to ask anybody right here in the chat right now about the Lannister battle. Do you think it will be better than what we just seen for the sea battle? Or do you think that it will not be as good? So we could say better or worse than the sea battle. Put it in the chat. What do you think? Do you think we already seen a great battle? That was just no way this one can be any better. What's it going to be? What do you think? Better or worse? What do you think, Mo? Is this battle going to be better or worse?
I think this is a good question of the stream, question of the day. Let us know when this video is over in the comments, when the live stream is over. Do you think we're going to have another battle better than this one for the rest of the season? My personal opinion, most definitely. I think we're going to get some sort of, signal battle with the Night's King. I'm a predictive right here, right now. I think we're going to get a little taste of next season's fight with the Whites and the White Walkers. We're going to get a mini battle with the Night's King in the second to last episode this season, Teflon.
Yeah, so we got a lot of different opinions going on in the chat for better or worse. I'm going to hope that it's better. I'm going to hope that it's better. We're going to go up here. We're going to take a look real quick. I'm going to go back to the top, and we're going to see what the people have said about the better or worse. What do they think? We got it's so hard. It's hard for me to see these things. We got a better here. Better, worse, 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 worse. Yes, better. T-Baby better. Another worse for Renee. House Stark. Way better from Todd Fowler. Kevin Cleary, better be better. And I agree, better be better. Pete says better. Carl says, damn, Tony, who doubted your eye? No one could doubt my eye, son. Come on, I'm from Queens, New York. My hand skills is vicious. Come test me. Anyone who thinks otherwise, man. That's what I do in life and stuff. So now a lot of people will like kind of split down the middle. I'm hoping that it's better. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Something's got me thinking that we may get one of those quick battles that we gotten before. Like when Robb Stark used to battle and the people just scream King of the North, and then they ride out, and the next thing you know, the battle's already over. I'm thinking that it's quite possible they can do some shit like that. And if it's some shit like that, I hope not, because there's no excuse for them to do things like that with all the money that they have and everything else. I want to hear they saved it for the Field of Fire. They got more money. They have less episodes. I want to see the whole full battle play out. That's the way I want to see it if it's going to go down. If they do that, I'll be very disappointed. Without a doubt, 100% disappointed if they try to pull some shit like that. That'll be very nuts. So can't have no thing like that. So we got some questions here. Mojini is going to start reading some questions off. So please put your questions in the comment section, and we are starting to answer questions right now. Mo, take it away.
All right, let's do this. Got a couple of you guys questions. Got one here from Common Sense TV. I know people think Sam is getting kicked out. Is it possible that he doesn't get kicked out, but rather is sent to do research for a book or to collect dragon glass this season?
I think Sam is probably going to get kicked out. I think that, he's violated the rules. They seem very strict there. I don't even think he wants to be there anymore after doing all that the shit soup and all that situation. He probably wants out anyway, but I do believe that he's definitely going to get kicked out. As for the research for the dragon glass, I don't know if he needs to do any research for that because John just about knows that he needs it. So I don't know what else he could learn from the dragon glass, unless it's some type of Valyrian steel making technique. But I don't know if they have enough time to make Valyrian steel swords to fight the White Walkers right now. I think that they're going to have to just use the dragon glass, especially now that we know that they're saying dragon glass also kills the whites.
Yeah, he's definitely getting kicked out today. I mean, they're going to show us Jorah Mormont. They're going to show us Jorah Mormont with no skin on him. He's going to be looking like a burnt Gumby, you know what I mean, they used to do when you was a kid, you know what I mean? He's going to show us a burnt Jorah Mormont, and they're going to show Sam and Jorah rolling out of the Citadel together. You already know we got a new pair, man.
Yeah, it sounds like they could be a little buddies going off and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And definitely, I definitely think they're going to show this dude stripped down. He's, all, and they probably Sam could get praised. Like, yeah, you did a good job, Sam. You did a real good job, but you broke the rules, so get the fuck out. I think it could be some type of situation like that. You know what I mean? They give him a little praise and they kick him the fuck out at the same motherfucking time.
Yeah, they're going to be the new tandem. It's going to be the Sam and Jorah Mormont show. It's going to be Tarly and Mormont marinating together. They're probably going to head, in my opinion, I'm trying to think, where would they head? Would Sam defer to Jorah and ride with him to Dany? Or will Jorah defer to Sam and roll with him to Jon?
I just think that how do they know? How would Jorah know where Dan? Does Jorah know that Dany's on Dragonstone? How would he know that at that? You know what I mean? How would he just know? Like, he was sending that, but he has to because he was writing that letter that he was planning on sending to her. So he must be in some type of correspondence with her to know exactly what's going on, which is nice of her to do that. You know what I mean? And she's really been sending him letters back and forth, but how does she know where to send the goddamn letter to him? You know, he's on the move, this motherfucker, the whole time. Where are these ravens? These must be Bran stalking these motherfucking ravens between Dany and Jorah. Because how the hell are they sending ravens back and forth to each other? I don't know how that's fucking possible, but it is what it is. What up to Don the Kraken Wit, who has pulled up in the building up in here, checking us out. You know what I mean? Really do appreciate everybody up here. What up to the Krusty Krab? What up to everybody out there? What up to Talking Thrones? She says, will Sam go to Castle Black or to Winterfell? What are you thinking, Mo? Is Sam, when he makes his move, is it going to go to Castle Black or is it going to go to Winterfell? Where's it going there?
He's going wherever Jon is. Yes, Sam was the former maester of the Night's Watch, but this is bigger than that. He's looking for Dragon Glass. He's looking for the mountains under Dragonstone. He's looking to help Jon, and he's with Jon. He's riding with Jon. I mean, come on. Who would you rather chill with? Would you rather chill with Dolores Ed, or would you rather chill with Jon, man?
No doubt. Now, I did a video earlier this year. People, check it out if you have not seen it. And its title is, Will Varys Turn on Daenerys? Now, when I did that video, people tell me it's impossible. No way, no way. He would never do it. Now we just seen Varys tell Daenerys in her face, I am with the best person for the throne. That's who I roll with, and that's who it is. So do you think, Mo, in light of that it's possible that we see Varys maybe flip and say, hey, Jon Snow is a man. He's just as good as Daenerys, if not better. Maybe he makes a better ruler. He doesn't have any dragons. He doesn't want to burn people. He didn't threaten to burn me. Maybe he goes to Jon Snow. Is that what you think? Is that possible?
Yeah, for sure. If Sam goes to Jon Snow?
Yeah, will Varys flip on Daenerys and turn and go to Jon Snow?
No. No, absolutely not. Varys is a Blackfire. We know Varys is an undercover Blackfire. He's not leaving her for a Stark. He's not leaving a Targaryen for a Stark. It's not happening. No matter how much he might admire him, I think the real one to worry about is with Tyrion. Would Tyrion flip on Dany and go to Jon? They know each other. They roll with each other. You know, all dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes. If it was anybody that flips on Dany, I think it might be Tyrion more than Varys, man.
All right, let's ask that to the chat right now. The motherfucking chat. You are the judge. You are the jury in this situation. Who do you think that is more likely to flip on Daenerys, Varys or Tyrion? Put it in the comment section. Who do you think is more likely to flip on Daenerys, Varys, or Tyrion? And we will, Mogini will read these out when they start popping up, exactly who people are pointing out to and going down.
All right, next question. Next question is from Plexi. Good friend Plexi, always in the chat. Great to have you here. GRRM said the throne will hold a number of occupants before the story ends. D&D are going to have to mimic this to some degree. Who will the throne shift to before the season ends or before season 8?
All right, so I think the only other person that's going to sit on the Iron Throne before it ends that we see right now is going to be Euron Greyjoy. We'll have to sit the Iron Throne. I can't see it going down any other way. If anybody else is going to sit it, it have to be Euron. Who do you think?
I think Littlefinger might be one of the few people that might actually steal the Iron Throne. I don't think Varys ever wanted the Iron Throne as much as people think about Varys, but Tyrion doesn't want it. Sure, Euron might, but I think Euron might die before he ever has the chance to take it. I'm saying Littlefinger waggles his tail and takes it, man.
And Don really would agree with you on that. We got from the other question, who would flip on Daenerys? Would it be Tyrion or Varys? We got the one true David Adams. He says Tyrion. We got Autumn Bryant says Varys. We have Jonathan Haymaker says Varys. Lady F says Varys. Johnny August says Varys. Craig says Tyrion, no doubt. Absat Double A says Tyrion. I cannot pronounce his name. Sir Bowser says neither. Curtis Williams says Tyrion. We got a Varys here from Hugo. We got a Varys here from Cummings. We got Dish Murphy says both. Jasmine says Varys. Peter Roman says Tyrion, most likely. Plexi Brand says Tyrion. Garrett says Tyrion. Tina Sarah says Varys. So we are split down the middle here with this question too. I think people think that possibly one or the other could both turn on Daenerys, and I agree. I really have to. If I had to go with anyone, I would definitely have to go with Varys because it's as Mo said. We know that Varys is definitely a Blackfire, but since they're not doing the Blackfires in the show, you could consider Jon Snow if you wanted to go that route in the reform of Fagon. And you could have him and Varys switch his allegiance to Jon Snow. And it's a man's world in Westeros, you know, and that's the bottom line. He could just go with Jon because Jon's a man, and overall, in the end, he may just be that much impressed by Jon Snow when he meets Daenerys and stuff like that. So, Daenerys meeting Jon Snow. How do you think this is going to go, Mo? Is this going to be all peaches and cream? They're going to love each other, lovey-dovey, smack each other on the ass, wind up right in bed with each other? That's how it's going to go down. What are you thinking?
Nah, there's going to be a lot of confrontation when Dany and Jon first meet. I think there's going to be a lot of ego involved. I think there's going to be a lot of egos being stroked. You're going to have Tyrion stroking Dany's ego while she's talking. You're going to have Davos stroking Jon's, and we're going to have a stalemate on a bunch of ideas that come to pass on what they want to do against the Night's King and what they want to do against Cersei. Then they'll decide on something down in the middle and say, hey, we'll do something with Cersei, we'll do something with the Night's King, bada bing, bada boom, God bless, take it to the sky and go with it.
All right, here. So you think that she is going to believe Jon Snow's story about the White Walkers?
Most definitely. She's got to. I mean, a man doesn't. I mean, John wouldn't have any reason to lie about the Night's King. He'll probably have some sort of recollection. He'll probably give her some sort of medallion. I hope he gives her some dragon glass, or show they have a scene with dragon glass at Dragonstone, and they go to a mountain together and they kiss each other and they go lovey-dovey on a mountain of dragon glass. But I don't know if they'll do that on the show. But I hope they do something with the weapon that John proves it to her.
That would cut your ass. Now, it sounds good. It's like, to me, it's like having sex on a waterbed. It sounds good when you first hear about it and you see the waterbed when you're young, you say, this is going to be a great experience. But when you really get to the act, you realize you ain't got no goddamn toe grip. And you can't do anything in a goddamn waterbed, and you wind up on the floor. Anyway, waterbeds suck. But besides that, out of my right eye, I do see we are joined by our first guest here, and it is the one, the only LML, and that is Lucifer Meets Lightbringer. He has a new YouTube channel, LML TV. My man, what's going on with you, homie?
Can you hear us?
I don't know if he can hear us. I don't know. I should have probably checked with him first. D, what's good, man? Can you? I don't even know if he's there. It could be just frozen on him. Nope, that's not frozen on him because I seen him turn his head. I do not hear you, D. Are you there?
Okay, we'll wait a little bit. Get back to him. Let me do a question.
All right.
Come
back.
Amy Collins Russell with a good one here. Do you think we'll get any brand flashbacks tonight, Teflon?
Say it again real quick. I was transferring over into the chat and I was distracted.
Will we get any brand flashbacks tonight or in the season at all this season?
We got to get him. I mean, it's no doubt. I think that Brand is quite positive that he could make his way back to Winterfell. You got to remember, this is halfway through the season, folks. We don't have that much more episodes to go, so this is fast travel for everybody. You know what I mean? This is, fast travel, just like Skyrim, just like any other video game. You make it to the post, you hit that button, and you in the next spot. That's what's going on this season. This is just role-playing game type traveling. So he has no choice but to make his ass there, and I think Arya is the same situation. I think they both have to make their way back to Winterfell this season. I think when Bran does get back to Winterfell, he's going to be just wanting to do what he does, and that is just touch the weirwood tree and live that weirwood life. I think his focus is going to be on that because Bran knows the threat. Bran knows about the White Walkers, and you see anyone who's seen the White Walkers, knows about it, is got nothing on the mind but the White Walkers. And that goes for anyone who's seen them, Jon Snow, Tormund, anyone who's been down, they know that. And I think Bran's going to be the exact same way. But I think we're going to see the Arya, Bran, Sansa reunion definitely jump off tonight, and I think it's going to be a great reunion. I hope people don't cry, but you might cry tonight. It may go down like that.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they give us something. I mean, this season, Norma said it in the chat, this season's felt like a lot of fan service so far. But, hey, you never know. And, I mean, they've got to give us some Bran flashbacks. I wish they would do Bran looking into the future, man. That would be amazing. Somebody just said that in the chat. That would be crazy.
No doubt. All right, ML, you there? You good with us?
I think so.
There we go. There we are. So please introduce yourself and let the people know what you do.
My name is LML, which is short for Lucifer Means Lightbringer. I host the Mythical Astronomy of Ice and Fire podcast, where we talk about all the folklore and symbolism in A Song of Ice and Fire, how that relates to ancient myths, and even helps to solve, mysteries and puzzles occasionally, stuff like that.
No doubt. It's a great podcast, great YouTube channel. And he's basically what he's doing on his YouTube channel. He's taking the podcast episodes, he's putting them in little bite-sized chunks so that you can digest them quickly. And if you're more interested, you can listen to the whole podcast so he explores those topics deeper and stuff like that. So I'm asking you right now, LML, since we were just talking about this whole situation about flashbacks and Bran, do you think we're going to see a flashback from Bran? And if so, what will the flashback be?
So what I'm hoping for, both in the show and in the books, is for Bran to catch some glimpses of the ancient past. He's really the only way that we can see something like what caused the original Long Night or what the original last hero might have done. You know, we can find out some of that stuff in books maybe, but Bran, there's no more Bloodraven in the show. It's just Bran. He gets is got to come through visions. So I mean, I want to see the Hammer of the Waters or some shit like that, you know?
That would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. We seeing something like that. Mo Genie, I know you answered it again, but you'll go again. What do you think it'll be if we're going to show anything from Bran? What will that flashback be?
I'm gonna have to go with either Crips and Winterfell revelation, probably with young Ned Stark burying Lyanna, or burying Dawn, Sword of the Morning, or I'm gonna go with the Rhaegar Battle of the Trident with Robert Baratheon. Something that gives us Jon's parentage or whatever.
Yeah, so maybe the tourney of Harrenhal. I hope we get the tourney of Harrenhal. I mean, Jesus, if we can get one thing out of this whole situation, can we get the tourney of Harrenhal in the flashback? I mean, they could, you know, if they skimped out on this battle with the Lannisters, Castle Rock, and they skimped out on it like we've seen them do with other battles, and they put that money into a flashback for the tourney of Harrenhal, I would let the skimped out battle slide. Because I'd rather see that flashback of the tourney of Harrenhal more than anything. What do you think, LML? Do you think it's a possibility that we get to see the tourney of Harrenhal?
Well, so there's basically two big mysteries that we need to find out about. One is whatever happened with Rhaegar and Lyanna, and the other is whatever happened in the War for the Dawn to beat the others. Like, those are the two big mysteries that Bran needs to figure out, or someone needs to figure out. So yeah, absolutely. We could see any combination of events from the Harrenhal, Rhaegar and Lyanna abduction, quote unquote, you know, series of events, because that's basically the big blind spot that George is sort of hiding from us. And that leads directly to Jon's parentage. So yeah, we could see some of that. As far as like spending the money and like what we'll actually see, like which scene, I mean, does anybody know, have they cast anybody for Rhaegar or Lyanna?
You know, I know that one guy, that singer guy, got up there saying some stuff and posting stuff that possibly trying to mislead people, maybe that he got casted as Rhaegar, but then took the post down. So I don't know if it was just bullshit or not or anything like that, but he did kind of look like he could be Rhaegar. I forgot the guy's name, but he did have that look. If anybody in the chat knows who I'm talking about, they could put his name in the chat.
Can they keep that kind of thing a secret? Like, could they have casted him and kept it a secret? It seems pretty hard, right?
I know. Did they keep Lyanna a secret when they casted her? Did we know that we knew who she was?
Last season we knew who young Ned Stark was gonna be. I remember that 100%. I don't remember about Lyanna though. It's kind of hard to hide leaks now. I mean, leaks are coming out every 2 seconds. The HBO did like 600 hours of fake episodes this year to throw off leak stealers. You know? So this shit's impossible. I mean, they'll always find out.
Yeah, it does seem like it would definitely go down. No, it wasn't that Ed Sheeran. There was someone else that said they were doing it. It wasn't him. It was a different guy. Because Ed Sheeran looked nothing like Rhaegar. Huh?
I don't know how much they could show us about the Harrenhal series of events without Rhaegar, right? I mean, they've already shown us Lyanna in the tower, you know, dying and giving birth, but every other scene that would give us information would have Rhaegar in it, I think.
We need confirmation. I think that it's quite possible that how will he tell Jon Snow? I think even if he just said it to Jon, is that way it's going to be? Or is he going to be able to touch Jon and show Jon physically like he was showing exact situation? Is it going to go like that he's going to be able to say that to him? I would think they have to do it like that for Jon to really believe it. I don't know if Jon would just believe it by Bran saying it. What do you think? You think that Jon would just believe it? If Bran just says, hey, this is who your parents are, Jon's just going to say, okay, Bran, you wouldn't lie to me.
I mean, I could picture Jon like storming into the Godswood and like cursing for a while, but then eventually coming to terms with it. But yeah, he's got to believe Bran eventually.
I think this is how they're gonna do it this season. I think they're gonna show, because they've had so much foreshadowing of Ned and Jon this season, most notably last episode when they had Jon looking at Ned's statue in the Crypts of Winterfell, looking at his tomb. I think they're going to show us Jon sitting at the heart tree at Winterfell the way Ned used to in season 1, using the whetstone on Longclaw. And then they're going to show us Bran's vision right there.
That's phenomenal. That would be great if they did that. That would be great. They have done a lot of Jon Ned foreshadowing with choking the Peter Baelish. It's quite possible they could do that, even though we know there's no need to sharpen Valyrian steel, but it still looks good.
Yeah, there isn't.
You know, on TV, it does look good just to see it anyway and stuff like that. But we definitely want to watch that. Hopefully they do. I don't know if he could just believe Bran just because Bran is Bran. I think that Bran has to show him proof of this power. And I think that's the only way he's definitely going to believe him and stuff like that. You want to take another question, Mo Genie, real quick?
How about this one from a Dawn of Ice and Fire about the lands
Sure.
of always winter?
Go right ahead.
You want to read it or shall I?
You should. My eyes not that good to see the small thing on the side of this thing.
Okay, so Dawn of Ice and Fire says, will we get to see more into the lands of always winter and learn if the White Walkers have an actual culture?
Well, this is you like to talk about that stuff. You are the newest guest. So we'll start off with you, then we'll go to Mo, and then I'll give my opinion after that.
So if they're going to do something with the White Walkers to make them more interesting than just the ice demons that are trying to kill everyone, the time is approaching, right? It would have to be in, towards the end of this season or next season if we're going to get any sort of clue about that. In the books, there's more indications that they are human-like in that, like Tony, like you like to talk about, they sort of honor the old way. They let Waymar fight one-on-one with the other. They ride horses. They have weapons. They have bones and blood. So there is potential to humanize them a little bit. And if it's going to happen, it might happen towards the end of the season. But I don't think we're going to see like White Walker Town Store and Village Square and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see anything like that. Maybe probably more like a glimpse of the past that shows their human origins,
Yeah, sounds good to me. What are you thinking, Mo, about the White Walkers? Are we going to see that they have a culture? Are we going back to the lands of always winter?
See, this is the thing. If they show us that the White Walkers have culture, then the mystery slides off a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like having a guy with a full beard. You don't know what he looks like, and then you cut off some of the beard, and then you know what he looks like. You know what I mean? It's like you got to give us the full mystery. If they show us like the White Walkers talking to each other, talking in some Dothraki language, some Dothraki type shit, you know what I mean? Sounding like with clicks in their mouth, doing some alien talk. I mean, the mystery will be gone, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know if we'll see it again. I mean, I think in the books we definitely know that they definitely do have a culture. We see it even with the original Night's King. He took the Night Fort as his castle. He lived in the Night Fort. So the fact that they lived in there, they knew it was a fucking castle, means that they ain't just savages walking around sleeping underneath the ice. He fucking stayed their ass in the fucking castle. So they must know the deal and stuff like that. But how much they explore that in the show, I don't know. I think that the show is just playing the White Walkers as a straight evil being, senseless type people that are coming down here to destroy humanity and everything. They're not going into the full storyline that they're going to with the books with the White Walkers. I don't think they're going to go that route. But I wish they would, but I don't think we're going to get that at all. Go ahead.
Well, Tony, let's stick with the show canon for a second and see what they have shown us. They have shown us that the Night King used to be a human, and that the Children of the Forest created him from a human. So there is a potential for a backstory there about who was that dude? What was he doing? How did he get tied to that tree? So there is a little bit of room for, the history of at least the Night King, if not the whole rest of the others.
Yes, you're right. They could explore that more and definitely go into that. I just don't know, because I think the whole purpose was to show that the Children of the Forest created the White Walkers. We know that. So I don't know
how did the Night King create the rest of the White Walkers, though? We need to figure that out still.
Yeah, unless he did the baby situation. If you want to say they were all babies and he just kept touching all these babies and stuff. I mean, if you want to figure out how he got that pack with Craster, that would be better. I'd rather see that, how that came about, and you know what I mean? But it could be a situation like that, how he survived the battle at the Night Fort. If he did survive the battle at Night Fort in the show, I suppose he must have survived that battle, or there was no Night Fort battle at all in the show. So I think they could. I would love for them to do that. If they were definitely going to do that, that would be the greatest if they could do it. But I am not sure if they will go that far into it. I wish they would. There's no doubt about it, but I wish they would. So we are now joined by another guest here. See, the guests, they keep on coming. That is how we do. I see her out of my good eye right now, and is the one, the only gray area. Hello, and thank you for joining us. And she is saying hi right now, but we just can't hear her.
Well, so, hold on. I'm getting a telepathic message from Gray. She says, "Hello, my sweet summer children."
Yeah, yes, that's what I heard. She said, "Hello, my sweet summer children. I got some juice for you right now, and I'm about to give it to you in a little second," and stuff like that. So that's what I'm hearing from her right now. She's going to take care of that, and she's just going to chime back in as soon as possible when she can definitely get when we can hear her, because we definitely want to hear what she has to say. So I'll ask this question. We'll go around the horn with it. What are you looking forward to most about this episode? What are you looking forward to the most, LML?
Probably the John and Danny interaction. I mean, it's so explosive. There's so many ways it could go. What we'll see, or how much it'll have to do with what happens in the books. But for like 20 years, you know, this whole story has been sort of building up to John and Danny meeting face to face, and we're going to get some version of that next episode. So that's definitely the thing I'm looking forward to.
No doubt about it. Mo Genie, what are you looking forward to?
Tonight's episode particularly, it just seeing Casterly, right? Seeing The Rock, man. You know what I mean? That shit reminds me of Alcatraz or some shit. Just let's see The Rock. Let's give us some Lannisters getting slaughtered, little bits and pieces. That's all I need. Not much.
No doubt. I would love to see, you know, Casterly Rock is something I always wanted. I look forward to seeing. I don't know if it's going to look like it's going to look in the book. And that's a great thing about books, you know, because the people look the way you want them to look. The castles look the way you want them to look. So when you see it on TV and it doesn't look the way you want it to look, that's when you get problems and stuff, or it doesn't look the way you want it to look in. To me, from the scenes I'm seeing with those little lion painted on it, it just looked cheap. From what I expected to look more like Korth on the show, you know what I mean, with all the gold statues and everything around. That's the way I would want it to look, but I don't think they're going to go that route with it. So I'm going to say the thing I'm looking forward to the most, huh?
Karth.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Karth. Karth. Thank you very much.
Well, they make a big deal out of correcting.
I know
the
they
show,
do.
so.
I know. You must say it right, because you know the warlocks do not like it when you say it wrong. So definitely say it right. Yeah. I'll tell them I'm from New York. We say it the way you want to say it. And I'm looking forward to seeing, without a doubt, I would have to say, I want to see the Euron and the King's Landing and Cersei Lannister. I want her to rip them to pieces. I want the Mountain to pull off their arms one at a time, and then their legs. I want it to be a deadly, brutal, fatality type killing. I want it to be a Mortal Kombat type killing. I want it to be he squeezed her neck, her head pop off I just want it to be a nutty looking one. That's what I'm looking for right there. That's what I'm hoping to see. And I think we're going to see it. I think it's going to be bad. I hope it ain't no quick death, some quick bullshit death that they just drop dead. It's got to be something crazy. I wanted to see something nuts.
Yeah, like they thought the Mountain was gonna pop that guy's head off last season. Mm-hmm. The what are they called? The freaking, what were they? The Sparrows.
Yeah.
And they gave us that cheap death, man. Like they didn't even show us the Mountain ripping his head off.
Yeah, I don't want the cheap death. I'm not here for the cheap death. Give me something big. Give me the big one right there. You know what I mean? The big death. That didn't
Yeah,
sound.
we're way overdue for some Gregor Clegane horrific violence, I would say.
Yeah. Okay, let me hit the next question.
Yeah.
Steph asks, will we see Ghost at all this season?
What do you think? What do you think, Al? Do you think we're going to see Ghost this season?
Yeah, we got to see him sooner or later.
Oh, my God.
When's the last time we saw him?
I'm going to say they did these direwolves dirty since the beginning of the show. They really have. They really. I don't know. Do you think that maybe they didn't think that the direwolves meant as much as they would to the show and book people?
No, here's what it is. Dragon scales are a lot easier to render than fur. I think it's probably like something stupid like that. Like fur costs a lot because you have to get every little follicle moving in the wind for it to look right. And so maybe it costs like way more money. I don't know, because they show the dragons more than the wolves a lot.
They shouldn't have any budget constraints in season 7. This is the richest show on television, the most popular show in all of television right now. You got people that never watched TV before watching this show. There should be no constraints. They're just being cheap. They're being cheap on Ghost, and I don't like it. I don't know what the point is. I think they're trying to like give us like a big Ghost scene maybe to make us remember. Maybe they were trying to show us Nymeria, like they're trying to make people forget about direwolves, and then they had the big Nymeria scene for this season. I don't know what it is, but they got real cheap with Ghost.
Yeah, we had, we had, when you could look at people like The Walking Dead, they got a fucking tiger in there. The Flash show, they have a bunch of Gorilla Grods in there and fucking Shark Kings and Man Sharks and shit, and they look decent on those shows. And those shows' budgets aren't even 1/4 of what they're getting for Great Game of Thrones. So to me, it's really no excuse. They just been doing. I don't think that they really value the importance of how the fans would react towards these ghosts and towards these wolves and stuff. And I think that's the reason why they just devalued them. Didn't think it would be that important.
Yeah, I agree with Moji. I'm not happy either.
There's absolutely no excuses at this point why Ghost isn't. He should have been in the first episode of this season because they didn't show us Ghost at the Battle of the Bastards. They didn't show us Ghost when Ramsay was getting killed. He should have been in the very fucking first episode this season.
Yeah, he should be up there when John's lecturing everyone and throwing his weight around and shit.
No doubt, no doubt. Gray, are you with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. It's very nice to hear you too. So please, I'm sure everybody knows who you are, but for those few who have not had the pleasure of meeting you and this is their first time to meet you, please let them know a little bit about yourself.
What's up, everybody? It's Gray from Gray Area. Glad to be here with OG and LML. Special about me. I'm just here.
Thanks for
chilling.
No, everything special about you. Thank you definitely for chilling and hanging out with us. We definitely do appreciate it. So we're going to ask this question to you. What are you looking most forward to seeing this episode? What do you want to see more than anything?
Joe Harris, John and Daenerys.
There it is. Another John and Daenerys. We got two people on the panel. Looking forward to seeing John and Daenerys. I guess people have waited for this for years upon years. Finally, we get to see them face to face. I hope it lives up to expectations. I hope it is good. You know what I mean? I really do hope that works out. What do you think, Gray? Do you think that it's going to be a good peaches and cream meeting, or do you think that it's going to be some static in there?
I don't think it's going to be peaches and cream. It's definitely going to be some static in there. Just because Daenerys is used to having men fall all over her, and she's used to just kind of getting what she wants. And I don't think she's going to get that from John.
You think that John will definitely be able to stand up to her? Like he's just going to go there and just be like, yo, listen, she has all the cards in her favor. She's got dragons that's going to be there. She's going to meet her. I mean, everything is definitely going to be against Jon Snow, and you still think, in light of all that he is going to be able to still hold his ground and say what he has to say?
During the Battle of the Bastards, Jon has like all these horses and people just charging at him. And he's just standing there. He just pulls his sword out like he just doesn't give a fuck. So I think he's going to have that same attitude.
True.
Drag, like he has, his concern is the Great War. He doesn't care about the throne. He doesn't care. He just wants her. And if she's not going to help him, then I don't think he's going to win.
Yeah, I hear you. It definitely go down like that. I would hope that he would stand his ground, but it's like I said, the ball is definitely in her court. She has everything that he wants. So basically, you know, she holds all the cards in this trade. You know, this is the way it is. It's kind of like Carmelo trying to get off the Knicks. You got to listen to Melo because she holds all the cards, and he want to go to Houston. We have no choice but to try to make that happen, even though we can get Kyrie Irving if he would just go to goddamn Cleveland. But no. But that is just let me talk about something else before I go off topic there real quick. We're going to Gray about Euron Greyjoy, and yes, I'm bringing this up because of the eye patch. Let me say this one time again because I see people commenting. They must have just got here. This eye patch is not by choice. I had injured my eye. I have no choice but to wear this. Just don't hate because I make this look good. All right. Anyway, besides that, Gray, how did you like Euron Greyjoy's portrayal last week?
Because my expectations were really low. I think we talked about it when me and LML and Quinn, we talked about, you know, how would they portray Euron with so little time to live up to, you know, his book character. And the book and the show are two different things. But I think I liked it. I was impressed. And the bodies hanging off of the ship did it for me. Gave me all the Forsaken feels.
Yeah, I thought he definitely. I mean, and I know people were telling me that he didn't cut nobody's tongue off, and I know I seen him cutting people's tongues off in there, and I heard you saying that he did, right?
I think he did. I looked at it in slow motion. I look at every scene in slow motion when I do my breakdowns, and it looks like somebody got their tongue sliced out. I didn't go back and look at it to verify because I did hear people say that, you know, he wasn't getting his tongue cut out.
Tyrion Lannister, you think it's a possibility that he gets his tongue cut off before this series is over? What are you thinking there?
No, poor Tyrion. He can't have anything. He doesn't have a nose as it is. He can't lose. He can't keep losing body parts. He's already like, we can't keep doing stuff to Tyrion. It's going, you know, we're crossing the line.
I hear you. LML, what are you thinking there?
Yeah, stay away from Tyrion's tongue. That's the best part of Tyrion. But I will say, as far as the whole Euron as a villain conversation that we were having last week, I think they succeeded pretty well. I mean, without even introducing any magic, just by watching Euron come in on that terrifying ship, and then the claustrophobia of a pirate raid at night. I mean, it was horrific and terrifying. I thought they did a great job of pumping him up as a villain. And if they then in the future bring in some Shade of the Evening or Warlocks or anything like that, it's only going to get worse and worse. So I think they're off to a good start. And finally, I'll just say, if somebody has a knife and he's fidgeting around in your mouth, it doesn't really matter whether he's cutting out your teeth or your tongue, right? I mean, it's fucking awful, right?
Right.
I mean, if I had to pick a lot of things to be done to me, this is one thing I definitely don't want done to me. Mo Genie, what are you thinking about Tyrion's tongue? We see some foreshadowing of this, about his tongue being taken off in the books. Do you think it's possible that he will get his tongue taken out?
I'm gonna have to agree with Gray on this one. It would just be a little overkill if they did another, you know, disfiguration or whatever to Tyrion. I mean, you're gonna take away the best part about him. I mean, the books would be tarnished, in my opinion, if they did that.
I hear you. A lot of people think it's going to happen. It could have happened. I think we got a question here from Paul Wilson. Mogini, will you read that out for us, please?
Paul Wilson asks, will the Hound and the brothers go to Winterfell or go straight to Eastwatch by the Sea?
All right, we'll start with Gray and then go to L and then Mogini. That's how we started. So what are you thinking about that, Gray?
I think they're gonna go straight to Eastwatch by the Sea, just because I think they're gonna focus on the Hound's vision. I think the fastest way to Eastwatch by the Sea is definitely ship. I think they go through Winterfell.
Nice, nice. What do you think, L?
LML.
Sorry, guys, I'm having a problem with my sound. I just got my sound back on. What was the question?
Will the Hound and the brothers go to Winterfell or straight to Eastwatch by the Sea?
I think they will go through Winterfell. There's too much fun to happen there, probably, without them coming through. But I feel more strongly that they'll run into Arya somewhere than I do that they'll go to Winterfell.
All right, what are you thinking there, Mo?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. I'm gonna go with Winterfell. I think there's too much script and writing that could be done with Arya running into the Hound. I don't think they're gonna pass that up. I don't think D&D are gonna pass that up at all. And I think Tormund is just gonna get all the Eastwatch by the Sea scenes in the beginning.
What does that look like if Arya runs into the Hound? I mean, what do you think happens there?
It's gonna be a whole bunch of fast eating, like she was doing with Hot Pie, and barely any talking, probably. They were specifically trying to show the Arya has a lot of the Hound in her in that Hot Pie scene when she was just scarfing the food down so quickly. It was just so obvious.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I did not put that together. But now that I'm hearing you say it, no doubt she was definitely eating that food just like the Hound eats his food. She definitely has some savage in her. Gray, what do you think if Arya does run into the Hound? What's going to happen there?
I think it'll be a happy reunion. I don't think she's gonna want to kill him or anything like that. I think it's gonna be awkward because I expected the reunion between her and Hot Pie to kind of be a little bit different than it was. So Arya seems really disconnected, but we know that she took the Hound off of her list. So she does, and I think she actually cares for him.
I think she dropped off. I think she came back on for a second. We lost connection with Gray. I'm sure she'll be right back. What do you think, L? What do you think happens if Arya runs into the Hound?
I think, geez, I don't even know, man. I think it could be a chance for Arya for them to sort of play with Arya's willingness to kill people or to have mercy, because that's obviously the dynamic that they're evolving with Arya. Like, you know, how much of her humanity has she lost? And if she sees that the Hound is a changed person or is heading north to fight the White Walkers, then she has the choice of dealing with her sort of complex feelings with the Hound. So we'll have to see. I mean, I don't know exactly what they'll do with it, but it just seems too rife with potential emotion for them not to play with it, right?
Do you think what do you think will happen? I mean, you think the Hound, when he sees Brienne, you think he'll tell people, he'll admit that he got his ass kicked by her? You think he'll keep that on the low?
I think he'll have to admit it. Brienne's a badass, dude.
Like this chick beat me in a centimeter of my life.
Well, the Tormund will be like, "Oh, you're lucky."
she made you bleed, really? Oh, lucky. When she sat on top of you, she bit your ear off. You're a lucky motherfucker. You're a lucky motherfucker. You back, Gray? Are you back with us, girl?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on here.
That it be going down sometimes like that. That's just the way it goes down sometimes. We are doing very good with our viewers. We are almost up to 400 live viewers. That is motherfucking great for us. You know what I mean? Really do appreciate that, and that's no doubt help to all y'all helping us share the video, liking the video, and all that stuff, and getting the word out. But guests like LML and fucking Gray Area, thank y'all for coming on. helping us like that. What is Littlefinger's play now? So Littlefinger, Sansa by herself in Winterfell. He admitted it to Jon, got choked out for it. What will he do now that Jon Snow is gone? What are we going to see from Littlefinger? Gray area. We kick it off with you.
Littlefinger. And I want Littlefinger to die tonight. But I don't but I don't think he's gonna die. I think, see, I'm conflicted because I really just am not a Sansa fan. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't even know. I think you might want to get this question to somebody else.
All right.
Go
ahead, Al.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, I think this is finally a chance for the show to give Sansa the amount of agency that I think she's supposed to have at this point by allowing her to outsmart and overcome Littlefinger without any help. But if she does get help, it might come from like Arya popping up and exposing him somehow, you know, something like that. But I mostly want Sansa to have a victory there over Littlefinger herself.
All right, no doubt. What about you, Mo?
What was the question again?
The question was, what was the question?
Sansa and Littlefinger. Sansa and Littlefinger.
It was. What do you think Littlefinger's play is? What's he going to do right now? That Sansa's all alone. What's his next play to take over the Game of Thrones?
See, this is the thing, right? Somebody caught this last stream when we were doing this. Littlefinger pisses off Starks on purpose so that they choke him out, and that he can use that as like some adrenaline to backstab them. As soon as Ned choked up Littlefinger season 1, he fucking backstabs him in the fucking throne room. And then Jon does it again. Like, there's foreshadowing Ned and Jon so hard. In the crypts, down below, chokes him out. And the first thing we see when Littlefinger comes out of the crypts is he looks at Sansa and he's still holding his throat. Like, they didn't have to show us him still holding his throat while he was looking at Sansa. They did that on purpose because Littlefinger doesn't forget, man. He doesn't forget.
Hey, so Moji, that's a good point. And in fact, let's think about that parallel. Ned has Littlefinger's neck in his hand, but doesn't kill him. And he fucking should have, okay? If he had killed him right then, he would still be alive. On the flip side, Jon had a chance to choke him, and he didn't. So let's see what Littlefinger does now.
No doubt. We will definitely pick up this questioning in 1 second. But now we are now joined by a member of the Hypes Watch. He is one of the most knowledgeable book people that I do know, and he's very good at what he says. He's very opinionated. He's not afraid to give his opinion. He does not care if you thumbs down him, but please don't thumbs down my video for the things he says. Just playing. But yo, I am very blessed and very happy to have, say it again, a member of the Hypes Watch, representing the Hypes Watch, Jerry the Targaryen Steamboat.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Tony. Looks like we got a little bit of crow's eye going here with Tony here, but you got a little patch there, I see. But yeah, thanks for having me on, and looking forward to doing this finishing up this pregame show.
No doubt, definitely happy to have you here. Now, what we're talking about right now, I don't know if you had a chance to listen, is what Littlefinger's play is. So, what do you think Littlefinger's next play is now that Sansa's all alone?
Well, now that I don't know. Like, I've always said that. Here comes an unpopular opinion that these writers have no idea what Littlefinger, what to do with intelligent characters, which, you know, we all know from the books. Littlefinger is one of the most intelligent characters in the books. As you saw, like, starting season 5, his writing and everything that he does just went down the tubes. It's like, but yeah, so I mean, it's just whatever. I think you're just gonna try and see some creepiness from him because that's what Dave and Dan do, and eventually we're gonna get some fan service killing off of. I mean, he's definitely when they don't know what to do with a character, they're gonna try and make their death some kind of like some epic thing that's gonna please fans, kind of like what they did with Stannis, and that's what I think is gonna happen.
Hey, now Jerry, I'm gonna ask you this real quick. Now I say myself, like I don't pull no punches. I tell people the way I feel. This is what it is, and I'm saying up to this point, when I look at the first 2 episodes for what is basically the final season of this series, I'm saying I need them to step up the game here. I'm saying that you gotta show me more. What are you thinking about this final season of Game of Thrones from what you've seen so far?
Well, basically, I mean, I think the writing has gone pretty downhill, pretty quick. But as far the acting's still pretty good, and the music and costuming, the setting, and all that's gone up to like A+ levels. So it's just whatever you like. If writing's most important to you, you're probably not gonna like it that much. If you want to immerse yourself in like the settings, the costuming, all the feelings of it, you're gonna love it. It just depends what your flavor is.
No doubt, no doubt. So we'll go around the horn with this question real quick, and we'll go through. Well, I think we answered it, but I don't know if Jerry did. Do you think that we're going to get a Stark reunion in this episode?
Who's that on, me or LML?
We can go around the horn. LML, you want to take that?
Hang on one second. Come
No,
back to me.
Gray area, you want to take that?
What's the question? Will we get a Stark reunion?
Yes.
So, okay, I'm going to keep it 100. I'm not going to say because I know the answer, and I'm not going to say it because I'm not going to spoil it.
Well, I appreciate you keeping it 100. I don't expect you to keep it no other way but 100. So I really appreciate that. Jerry, do you think we're going to get a Stark reunion this episode?
This episode, no. I think they're going to just miss each other. I think the big Stark reunion is going to come back when Jon comes back. Like, I think he's going to he's going to Dragonstone right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Arya's heading up north. You might see Arya and Sansa either in this episode or the next together, but you won't see Bran. Like, I think we're getting a full Stark reunion later down the line, but I think it's possible we might see at least an Arya and Sansa Stark reunion.
No,
I think 50-50, it's either this episode or next episode.
L, what are you thinking on this? Stark reunion this episode or what?
So is Bran supposed to be in this episode at all?
I don't know if we've seen the image of Bran on the clips, and I don't know, I haven't looked on that to see who exactly is in this episode, but I think that they have to show every character in the show every fucking episode, because I don't think there's any excuse anymore just to split them up. We're down to such a few that I think they have to show everybody that's important right now.
And Bran wasn't in the last episode, was he?
No, Bran was not in the last episode.
So we should see Bran this episode, and he's either going to be hanging out at Castle Black or he should be close to Winterfell by now. I don't think we need another scene of Bran like travelogue on the sled heading to Winterfell. He should either be at Castle Black talking to people and doing something, or going to he should be popping up at Winterfell any minute now. So
no doubt,
he's going to be in Winterfell this episode, but Bran should be getting there soon.
They might just skip Bran altogether in this episode.
I mean, Bran's got a part to play. I don't know if y'all had the chance to answer the question, so I'll give y'all, especially Gray and Jerry, I don't know if y'all had the chance to answer the question, so I'll ask you again. If we do get a flashback from Bran, what flashback will it be that we see?
This episode?
During the whole season.
I really want to see the tourney at Harrenhal. I want to see if Lyanna was kidnapped or she went voluntarily. I feel like that question needs to be answered. I don't know if they can answer it, but I hope that they do. But I do think that we will see Bran this episode because we didn't see him last episode. So I don't think they should character important as Bran, even though they did take him away for a whole season. But I do hope that we see Bran tonight. I think we will because he wasn't in episode 2.
No doubt, no doubt. Jerry?
I mean, if it's given that we are going to get a flashback, I think we might be done with that. But this Attorney of Harrenhal, as Gray said, that's a good one right there, and that's probably the most. If we do get one, that's probably the most likely one. Or we might even get something like maybe they feel that the show, the audience hasn't quite got it enough, and for some reason they need to show Ned, Carrie, and John back to Winterfell, just so they can hammer it just a little bit more for show watchers to let them know. Hey, this is Lyanna and Rhaegar's son, just to make sure that this is it. This is who we're talking about. They might do that. I don't think they will, but I could see them doing that.
It'll be the Rhaegar and Lyanna sex tape.
Yes.
I always joke about that on the forums because there's a hardened little group of people, God bless them, that still think RLJ isn't true. And I'm like, look, guys, you're not going to get the fucking Rhaegar and Lyanna sex tape. You just have to put it together from the clues they give you.
Exactly. I mean, that would be more like a R. Kelly tape too, really. If they did show that, and we can't show the R. Kelly stuff, that's not allowed in these countries and stuff like
woo woo woo.
That's more of a R. Kelly Aaliyah situation going on there in that situation like back then and stuff like that. We see how R. Kelly has turned out right now with all his people out there and stuff going crazy with these people out there. I don't believe the hype, though. I really don't believe the hype.
So is that what R stands for, Rhaegar?
Probably.
Hey,
probably
Rhaegar don't say nothing wrong.
Hey, probably does. You know what I mean? Probably does, definitely. So if you have any questions, please put the questions out there so we can definitely answer all the questions that you got. We'll go back to this. Who is the first person that you think is going to die this episode? Who are we going to see? I know Jerry and Graydon have a chance to answer that. So we start with Jerry because you're the newest person here. Who do you think is going to die this episode? First person.
Tyene. She was captured. I think the torture is really going to happen to Ilaria. They might do a quick one with Tyene. I mean, they might kill them together. But and if they do, it's going to be, I think, Tyene that goes first. And then finally, Ilaria is, I think, going to go after her. I think both of them are this episode.
No doubt. Gray, what are you thinking on that?
Yeah, I think Tyene too.
So then we agree that Tyene's going to die. I think so too. People have said that they believe that Grey Worm is going to die this episode. Do you think that's going to happen? Is Grey Worm going to bite it this episode?
No, not this episode. I'm worried about Grey Worm just because that scene, that scene was almost 5 minutes, and 5 minutes is precious time when we only have as many episodes left as we have. So something bigger is going to happen with either Grey Worm or Missandei. But I think it would be too soon to happen tonight.
Jerry, what are you thinking about Grey Worm? Can he bite it tonight?
I mean, he could if they get to those scenes tonight. I don't think they will. I think we will see the emergence. The next scenes of Grey Worm, I think, will be in episode 4, and in that episode, he will bite it because, it's kind of got a little too predictability at this point, like with some of the side characters. So that whole, him getting something, he got something, and he got something great with Missandei. Now, they're going to take something away. That's kind of how they do things. Like, they give Stannis Father of the Year, and then they take it away. So they're going to give Grey Worm, hottest girl ever. Now they're going to give him death.
People are asking, is R. Kelly more like Rhaegar or Walder Frey?
Walder Frey.
You would give him the Walder Frey situation? What do you think of that? Al, what do you think? We have to put R. Kelly in the Game of Thrones. Is he more like a Rhaegar situation, or is he more like Walder Frey?
I'd say he's more like R. Kelly the Unworthy.
There we go. What about you, Jerry?
Last I heard, Walder Frey, he's not a good musician, whereas Rhaegar, hey, he had the harp, he had the beautiful voice,
Hey, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, I gotta go with he's more. I think he's got to go with Rhaegar. You look at it, R. Kelly.
No, I don't see Rhaegar pissing on nobody.
I don't see Walder Frey either pissing on people.
You know,
I could see his dirty ass pissing on somebody.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see him pissing on someone. I don't. Mo, it's like Leroy Jenkins. Mo just pops in. He goes away. He comes back. I don't know what happened to Mo. Mo just be bouncing sometimes. Hopefully he comes back and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But God damn it, R. Kelly and your goddamn harem. You know, do something different going on with that. So I would like to ask this question to all y'all and stuff like that. Now we have seen Gray Area put a video on this. I think we got Mo back and we lost somebody else. A video on this, and I have to say, so is it? Are we going to see the sword dawn again before this series is over? Is it going down? Are we going to see?
Let me just. So I take the L on that. I take the L on that.
There's no L.
It's an L. It's an L. I take the L. So I thought it was dawn. Like legit thought it was dawn. I sent it to 2 people. I ain't gonna say no names before I did the video, and they thought it was dawn too. So I thought it was dawn. Someone showed me a side view of dawn that I didn't see, and it's not dawn. But I feel like if dawn is ever gonna be brought onto the show, that Barrick would be the one to bring it.
Wait a minute. So Greg, you're saying it's not dawn?
No, it doesn't look like dawn. The picture that I
like that idea.
The picture that I saw, the Bat Productions sent me a picture on Twitter, and from the side, dawn is smooth. But that's the only difference that I could tell. That's the only difference that I could tell.
Shout out to the Bat Productions, mad cool cat. Definitely check out his channel if you don't know who he is. He's a mad cool guy. I met him at Con of Thrones. And I know real quick before we keep going into this question, people have asked me about my panels on Con of Thrones. They heard that a couple of those panels were legendary. This is what they heard. This is not what I'm saying. This is what they're saying to me. They're telling me that they heard these panels were legendary. I heard the same thing. Not that I'm saying it. I'm just saying other people have told me this, and people have wanted to see these panels. Never fear. I do have audio coming from the people who ran the Con of Thrones of the panels, and I will post the panels that I was on after the season is over. So please look forward to all that, hearing the audio from all that and watching me do what I do there. So we'll keep going on this question. Jerry, how do you feel?
No, I think at this point, I think they're trying to simplify everything, condense everything. If they don't need to add something in, if they could like find a replacement that they already have in there that'll work just as well, they'll just use that. You know, at this point, I don't think they want to add like something like a Dawn, like and explain the backstory of it and whatnot. They could just use Valyrian steel, which John has, and just bring that up. Make it. Give it a promotion. Like for instance, I don't believe that. I think that's what they did with Cersei, kind of in a way. I don't think she's going to sit on the Iron Throne in the books. I think she's standing in for Fagon right now, in my opinion. And they're just like, well, we could just cut this person out and give it to Cersei, which we like. Keep it simple, keep it something for the audience to easier understand. So I think that's probably what they do with Dawn, and they just up. They just up Valyrian and like, hey, John's got a Valyrian sword. Good enough right there.
It could be. I definitely could see them going that route. But listen, we got Lucifer meets Lightbringer. This is what he specializes in. So do you think that are we going to see Dawn as Dawn Lightbringer? Is that what's going to happen in this show?
So first, I just want to say I'm looking at the chat thread here. I pulled it up on my iPad so I could see what everyone's saying. And some people are talking about Dawn is in the crypts of Winterfell. In book canon, this is not the case. In book canon, George has said that Dawn is in Starfall waiting for the next Sword of the Morning to rise. So it's not in the crypts. I don't know if the show canon is different. I don't think that applies. So in the show, it could pop up any damn place. I kind of tend to agree with the Targaryen Steamboat. Great name, by the way. That probably we won't see Dawn. We're just going to see Valyrian steel and Dragonglass. In the books, I think Dawn is kind of Lightbringer. I think there's actually 2 Lightbringer swords, like a black and a white one. There's some like original of like Valyrian steel, like, you know, a black Lightbringer sword and a white Lightbringer sword. But I actually think Dawn was the original ice of House Stark, which is also tied into the whole Lightbringer mess. So it's not a simple answer, but yeah, kind of. Dawn is kind of Lightbringer.
All right.
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
the thing about.
We're gonna come back to that in 1 second. Let me, Mo. Can you give me your opinion on that?
This is the thing, right? Like, for a while now, we were saying that if they show the crypts of Winterfell, they gotta show us Dawn's in the crypts. Young Ned Stark took that sword from the Tower of Joy. They showed us the sword was at Jon's bedside when he was born. You don't just do that kind of foreshadowing and not show the sword. I'm still gonna think that it might be in Lyanna's crypts, but I was really hoping if they're gonna show us the crypts this season, they show us the sword. Last episode, we got Jon and Littlefinger in the crypts, and we didn't get it, so that kind of hurt a little bit because I don't think they're gonna do 2 scenes down in the crypts of Winterfell this season. Everybody thought it was gonna be them showing us burying Rickon down there next to Ned's grave. That didn't happen. They just showed us a scene with Littlefinger, but if they didn't show it last episode, I don't think they'll ever show us the crypts of Winterfell again.
Yeah, it's quite possible. You know, I have to think that it's in the crypts of Winterfell. I know LML says that it's not, and I do respect his opinion. But I know George R. Martin has said that statement 100% that it is in Starfall, waiting for the next sword of the morning. But me personally, I would have to say, what else is he going to say? If he says anything else besides that statement, I think he gives away everything. I think he has no choice but to come up with that statement, because if he says it's not there, it's somewhere else, someone else has snatched it, I think if he says that it definitely would be, it would give everything away. And I think that you know that if that Darkstar would have definitely stole the sword if it was there. There'll be nothing there preventing him from taking it.
Can I just say that I think I kicked a hornet's nest. The chat has exploded into Lightbringer and Dawn talk here. It's pretty great. Just want to say hi to everybody. And also, I think you got a $10 contribution that you haven't given a shout out.
I did, and I'm about to do that right now. And that is to Erin. So thank you for giving me the 10 beans. We really do appreciate that here on Teflon TV. And she says, thank you all for the stream. So happy Gray Area is live. So basically, I got that because the Gray Area. So Gray, thank you for hooking me up with
Thank
that.
you, Aaron.
I appreciate that. Without that,
What you were saying. So we just gonna disregard supposedly took Dawn back to Starfall.
I just think that if George R. Martin said anything else besides it was in Starfall, he would give it away.
No, he could have said it was last seen in Starfall, or reportedly, or.
I agree with Lightbringer. He does. George R. Martin does like to be kind of coy like that. He'll be like, when you ask him that, he'll be like, well, Ned took it back to Starfall. He did, and just leave it at that. You know, he won't say. He'll imply that it's there, but he won't exactly say it explicitly that it's there.
Listen to the story he gave about it, though. Waiting for the next sword of the morning to rise. This seems a little too dramatic in a statement that George makes. Usually don't see him making statements with dramatic endings like that. That one seemed like he had that plan, like he planned on saying that.
I do have one question though for Lightbringer.
He just dropped fire whites on us there. So I don't think he would be.
I think fire whites is just a clarification, though.
I do have a question for you, Lightbringer. When he said that, was that before or when did he say that? Was that before or after he had decided on the time skip? Because when he decided against the time, you know, maybe before the time skip, it was there, but after, he might have changed his mind.
So that's a good question. I think that it was after the 5-year gap had been scrapped, but I can't swear to that. I'd have to look it up, and I probably can't do it right here. Maybe somebody in the chat can look up the exact Spake Martin on that.
This is what RM does at every con that he gets invited to. Every question that he's asked about the Winds of Winter, whenever any questions that relate to the next book, he's always facetious. He'll give you, where's Dawn at? Where didn't he take it to Starfall? And then he'll say, well, it said It's at Starfall, isn't it? And he'll put a question on the answer that he just told you. He'll always say it facetiously.
Yeah, he's a master of getting out of questions he doesn't want to answer. That's not an obstacle for him.
So last season, we get the short stories on the DVD. So they go through the history of House Dawn. And in that short story, they say that Dawn is at Starfall waiting for the next Sword of the Morning to claim it. And while it's waiting, it will be the envy of every Dane that doesn't get to wield it. Or so.
What? You don't think Darkstar would go there and just grab this motherfucking sword off the fucking wall? We just seen Sam Tarly take the sword, no problem, and walk out the whole place. So I don't know how tight this security is. We know Edric Storm and them ain't around. So why wouldn't Darkstar just go there and grab the fucking sword and say, this is my sword right now? From everything that we've known about Darkstar's personality, you would think that he would just go there and take the goddamn sword. Why hasn't he done that if the sword?
And Gray, I'm definitely separating the books and the show. I think I totally agree with you, and like that's probably how it's gonna go in the books. On the show, I'm leaving it completely out there that sword is not back at Starfall.
Yeah, I was referencing the show. I'm referencing the show too. That's why I said the shorts from the end of the season 6 DVD or Blu-ray from the show. That's what the show says, and what the show says matches up with the books on this particular occasion.
Or matches up with the SSM.
But I don't know. I don't know why. I just think that if he didn't take, what did he go there for? I don't think N plus A equals J. And I don't think Rhaegar, I don't think Mance Rayder is Arthur Dane, so
right. Yeah,
I don't have an outlet.
So look, hey, let me throw this in real quick. So and Tony, you're familiar with this. Aziz and I sort of hashed this out as far as Dawn. How can Dawn get back into the action? George talks about the next Sword of the Morning rising. So basically, before the gap, before the when George was still planning on having a 5-year gap between books, Edric Dane, young Ned Dane, who is Barrack Squire, seems like, well, he's going to be the next Sword of the Morning. But then when they scrap the 5-year gap, all of a sudden we have this new Darkstar character who's older and who could be at least old enough to wield Dawn, but obviously his character would not qualify him to be a Sword of the Morning. So the whole idea is neither Darkstar nor Ned Dane is an important character. And so it wouldn't make much sense for them to be the ones wielding the hero's sword, unless George is doing something totally like, I'm going to break the trope, and the hero is actually going to be this guy that you don't really know or care about. But probably, if Dawn's going to be wielded, it's going to be wielded by Jon, whether or not he's a Dane. And for that to happen, what we speculated was that originally the plan was for Ned Dane to be named the Sword of the Morning, and he takes, Dawn out of Starfall and then ends up dying in battle somewhere, only to have Jon pick it up and use it. And the idea is that now that the gap is scrapped and Ned Dane is too young to be Sword of the Morning, maybe the plan is to have Darkstar steal it, just like what you were saying, because absolutely, what's to stop Darkstar from stealing it? Presumably nothing. And I think that's exactly what will happen if Dawn is going to come back out, is Darkstar will steal it, someone will kill him eventually and take the sword, and it'll get to Jon.
See, I did a video on this myself, and I think when I did the video, I said in it that Arthur Dane and Rhaegar were best friends. So I think that Arthur Dane knew 100% about the Azor Ahai prophecy. I think Rhaegar spelled it out for him. I think the reason why Arthur Dane stayed behind, and the reason why Rhaegar had him specifically stay behind, was that Rhaegar said that if something happens to me and I happen to pass away on the battlefield, I want you to take my baby, and I want you to raise the baby and have Ashura raise the baby like it's hers. I think if it would have went down like that, and that's what it would have happened, that would have made Jon Snow a Dane, which would have gave him the birthright to have that sword, because I think Rhaegar knew that sword was Azor Ahai's sword from all his reading and stuff, and that's one of the reasons why he was also best friends with Arthur Dane, because that's what he believes and stuff. So that's my theory on that. And if, y'all can look at that. That's a Wolf with Dragon's Blood video if anyone wants to take a look at that situation and stuff like that. We don't have to continue on doing a Lightbringer, even though I love talking about that stuff. I'm sure people have other things they want to talk about. And just put your questions down there in the comment section, and we will be answering all of the questions that we can and stuff like that. Let's go and talk about this very situation real quick with Melisandre and all this going down. Well, what's going on here with Melisandre? Is she here for the long haul? Is she going to get killed? What's going on with her right there? Jerry, we'll start off with you. What do you think Melisandre's plan is? Well, why did they bring her back?
I think, I don't really know. That's one thing I've been wrestling with. Like, what is her end game? I mean, I really liked when you mentioned about how she's going to become the Night's Queen, but seeing what's going on now in the show, that's looking a little bit likely. I mean, it might still happen in the books, but at least in the show, it's looking a little less likely. It sounds like she's trying to play matchmaker between Daenerys and Jon Snow. Maybe she's trying to, I don't know. Obviously she thinks that Jon is the prince that was promised. She thinks he's Azor Ahai. Why she's trying to get Dany on his side as well? Maybe she's just trying to beef up Jon's forces. I'm kind of at a loss with that. Maybe someone else on the panel might have a better idea of what
Gray, what are you thinking about Mel? What's going on with Melisandre this season?
I don't think she's gonna have a big part to play this season. And what's always baffled me about Melisandre or about the order of the Red Priestesses, is that almost every single Red Priest in Essos preaches about Daenerys being the savior. We're talking about show, but it's and book too. But they talk about Daenerys being the savior, and Melisandre is the only one that disagrees with them, and has Stannis and now Jon. So I kind of wonder, like, is she really good at what she does? Is she really worth having around?
She had too big of a part last season that they're gonna give her another big role this season. She was Stannis's left to right hand man type deal. They're not giving her another big role.
All right, let me give a shout out real quick to my man Lem Productions. He's donated twice, 1 and 5 beans, euros. Really do appreciate that, brother. Keep it coming. What about you, El? What are you thinking about? Oh, I think El's having technical difficulties. He's like, everyone's having technical difficulties tonight. You know what I mean? That's what it is right there. You know what I mean?
That YouTube live stream cheap shit, man. YouTube needs to clean up.
Yeah, I probably got to go over to that OBS system and function and all that myself, but that's just so damn complicated. Why can't things just be easy? Why can't they just build an OBS system into this system and just use it the same way? Why is everything got to be all crazy and all these different situations and stuff? Makes no sense for all that to go down like that. But we are doing very well right now, viewers. We are over 430 viewers strong right now. So thank all y'all for definitely tuning in to the one and only the true pregame show for Game of Thrones, and that's how we do. So we got another donation right here from Alex Wilder, 5 beans. Thank you for that. And we have a question right underneath it from Javon. And I think it says, based on history and lore, the Valyrians are the first men or Andals? I'm going to keep asking the question until it gets answered. So let's answer this question for him real quick. Based on the history and lore, are Valyrians the first men or the Andals? Jerry the Targaryen Steamboat, would you like to answer this question for this man?
I'm pretty sure neither of them are they're neither that. They were the Valyrians stayed in Valyria until until the Doom, or in which case was it Daenerys the Dreamer told them that it's time to get out of here to the Targaryens, and and I think the Targaryens and the Velaryons are the only ones who actually left, and we all saw where they went.
Wait, what's the question?
It was let me just pull it up again. It was Based on history and lore, are Valyrians the first men or are they Andals?
They're neither.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was other people other than Valyrians. There was like the Rornish. There was, the Andal. Different ancient races or ancient people.
Yeah, I think people would look at it like those are the two human races, and that's the only two human races and stuff like. It seems like that here and there, but there were definitely other people and stuff like that. And we are joined by now our final person that has come to chill with us today. And I have told all y'all before that it doesn't matter if you have a YouTube channel. All you gotta do is comment in the comment section. And if you want to get on the show, just hit me up. All you gotta do is be a subscriber and like my Facebook page and hit me on Facebook and say you want to be a part, and I will get you on. And here we have our first person down. His name is Brendan Smith. He is in the chat all the time. I'm sure you all know him from the chat. What up, Brendan? Happy to have you with us right now, homie.
What up, man? I appreciate it, man. Long time coming, long time fan. I just throw this out there. I've been watching people see me in the chat for years. I remember when Tony got the damn intro music from Don Willie, back in the day. And I remember watching like James Johnson and LaDonna. Those are the people that made me really start thinking, foil kind of stuff. I love the community. I love the show. And most of all, I love the books, man. And it's just, I'm privileged. Thank you.
Nah, no doubt. We privileged to have you here. So let me ask you this question like I asked everybody else. What are you looking forward to most to see tonight?
Tonight, honestly, man, first and foremost, I'm a book fan. And so every time they kill these plot lines that I know are going to be so much more fleshed out in the books, I get really excited. Like Dorne, they killed Dorne, because we all hated it. And especially, but if you look in the books, I mean, they're going to have something to do. So really, I'm just looking forward to things going down that I know aren't going to go down that way in the book. And we still have at least two wonderful books to go. So really just them ending plot lines. And I think I told you about what I feel about, Euron killing Bronn. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to that. It might not be tonight, but probably next week.
Say it again so that people know, You think that Euron's taking Bronn out?
Yeah, I think so. I know, like, we've seen the interviews with the actor who plays Euron, and he says that he's going to make, Joffrey and Ramsay look like they ain't nothing. And so other than just killing two snakes that nobody cared about, so I think what it comes down to is now that we have him delivering the gifts to Cersei, not only are we going to see maybe a tongue cut out, because I know people are arguing over tongue and gold teeth on the last episode, but that would happen. There's either going to be rape or some kind of physical mutilation. Like the girl, Tyene, that Bronn loves, he wants the bad pussy or whatever. He's going to, like, cut pieces of her body off. Lead to Bronn being upset with him. It comes to a head. Now Euron has not only raped / mutilated and killed women, but he's killed a fan favorite as far as the TV show is concerned. And I think that's what makes him a real villain. And I'm looking forward to him killing Bronn. I love Bronn, but I think that's what puts him over the edge.
That's good. That's a good thought right there. Let's go around the horn with this real quick. Bronn. I predicted Bronn's death probably for the past 3 fucking series, and this motherfucker's still alive. So I am not the one to go on this. We'll start with you, LML. Do you think that Bronn is going to get taken out this fucking series, this season?
Well, he's only good as a foil to Jaime. So it really depends on Jaime. So I'll say that Bronn is going to die towards the end of this season. Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. Gray, what are you thinking?
No, I don't think. Come on. I don't think Bronn's going anywhere. I think Bronn will probably link back up with Tyrion. That's what my hope is. But I don't think Bronn's going to get mad if anybody kills Tyene, because, I mean, Tyrion was Bronn's, like, right-hand man, and he kind of just left him in the cell like, oh, they're going to kill you tomorrow. I'm sorry, but your sister gave me more money than you can give me, so I can't be your champion, and I can't beat the Mountain. So if he couldn't beat the Mountain, I'm pretty sure he can't beat the Zombie Mountain. So I don't think he's gonna play around there. I don't even think he'll be there.
No doubt. Mo Genie?
I don't know what the hell they did with Braun this season. I don't even know if he's gonna make an appearance. But the Sand Snake saved him when he was in the cell, when he was getting that poison. Maybe he saves her tonight when Zombie Mountain tries to do what he did to Septa Olena, and he tries to torture the Sand Snake, and Braun comes in and saves her. I don't know. Maybe they call that back.
I hear you. It's possible. What are you thinking, Jerry?
Well, I always agreed with you when you first said that it would have made a perfect sense to kill off, to build up Ariel Hotar, by him killing off Braun to show how badass he was. They didn't go that direction because they really liked Braun as a character. He was bringing, a lot of jokes, a lot of entertainment. And if he was going to live, I think they would have been using some of those jokes and entertainment at this point, which they're not doing. We haven't seen him in 2 episodes yet. So I'm thinking, yeah, he probably is going to go. I kind of like how Euron is going to be the one to kill him. I don't like that it's going to be for Tyene because Braun, true, he's a sellsword in the end. So maybe Braun, Cersei's losing to Dany because, Dany's super overpowered. There's no way Dany should have any trouble beating Cersei, even with Euron and Cobra Commander, whoever they have with them. But I could see him trying to switch sides and then maybe getting caught by Euron, and Euron's like, oh, you're trying sellsword after all. Maybe something like that.
I hear you. I can't even go on it because I predicted the man's death for so many years. I've been wrong all the time. I had to say, what up to my man, Fernandez T. He gave a $5 donation. Thank you for that, sir. Really do appreciate that donation. Appreciate all the donations. See, Live has made our way out here. What up to Live? What up to Alicia Kingston? What up to Lord Dom Snow? What up to Renee Emma House Stars? What up to NH? What up to Eli? What up to everybody out here who has came and chilled with us? We are less than an hour away from the start of this episode of Game of Thrones. Hopefully, to me, it's better than the last 2 we get, and I think it will be. I think it definitely will be, you know what I mean? So we have a question here. Other than forging Valyrian steel, how important will Gendry's role be to the long nights? So let's answer this question for right now. New guest first, and we'll take it like that. Brendan, what are you feeling about that?
I think Gendry's marked for survival. I know it's not really a popular opinion. People think if you're gone for a while and you come back, you're going to die. But I think being the last true Baratheon, buy into that, and well, the Cersei side of it. But besides just forming the steel, I was always one of the guys that was hoping for him and Arya,
Mm-hmm.
You'd be my lady, I'd be your man, all that kind of stuff. I always enjoyed that. So I think he's safe, man, and I think that's like I said, they're gonna kill a lot of people real shortly here soon. But I'm telling you, I think because of the Baratheon thing and that kind of stuff, he will survive it all. So I think he's doing the steel, he'll play a part in the Great War to come, and he'll be around at the end.
No doubt about it. Great area, had to dip out. She says, she's got to set up for her own thing going on tonight. So I'd like to thank her for stopping by and chilling with us during the pregame show and everything else. And we'll definitely have her on. And Talking Thrones is coming on next week. So Jerry, what do you think Gendry's role is in this story?
I think he's going to be one of Jon's companions that goes. It's obvious they're going to go to Dragonstone and then they're going to go back up to the Wall. I think he's going to be part of that. And I think they're going to play a little homage to the last hero thing. And he's going to have, a bunch of companions. I think it's going to be, the Brotherhood that we see. It's going to be Gendry, Davos, and I don't know who else. But I think he's going to be part of that crew. He's going to be wielding a hammer like Robert. And I'm not sure if there's any deeper purpose other than that.
No doubt. Mo Genie?
What was the question?
What do you think Gendry's role is this season?
Frig, man. Gendry, they got to show us this Warhammer scene at some point. Maybe that's tonight. I mean, this is a long time coming for Gendry. I think they're trying to do a surprise to the audience by calling him back. I hope it's tonight, so we'll see.
Yeah, no doubt. What are you thinking there, LML? Don't know if he can hear you. Your microphone muted or something, or a bad connection. No, we do not hear him. We have been having problems with connections all night, fam. So yes, let's listen to the OTDA right there, the one true David Adams saying that we only need 23 more likes to get 300 likes. We've had over 400 people watching on a consistent basis. So let's try to get that to at least 300 likes, people. If you can, please put thumbs up on this video so more people could find it. So that way next week we can have even more people in the live chat, so we can have more people talking about it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But a man Mo Genie's got to bounce out of here too. So before he bounces, let Mo, thanks for chilling. You know, next week, same time, 6 o'clock, and we'll be doing the Power Hour recap of this episode during the week, probably either tomorrow or Tuesday.
Definitely doing the Power Hour. We're always going to be here breaking it down every Sunday, pregame and before the show, the one true pregame show. You guys know where to find me, Moji Osmond on YouTube. Link will be in the description. Holla at your boy.
Hey, nice to be on with you, man.
Yeah, you too, boss. I'm subscribed to you already. Definitely in there.
Woo!
That's what it be. And we are down to the final... To the final 15 minutes.
Hey, Tony,
go ahead, sir.
Let me go back and answer that question. So the question was, besides reforging Valyrian steel, what's Gendry going to do? And I would just say, if he reforges Valyrian steel, that's a pretty big fucking deal right there. I don't think he needs to do anything else.
I do got one question about that. Because we know in the books, the guy he was under, I can't remember his name. He was the one who reforged. Togobat, yeah, there you go. He's the one who reforged ice and made it into the two swords. But for some reason in the show, they're like, oh, I got someone from Essos. I'm not sure why they made that change and if that affects Gendry at all in his ability to learn how to forge Valyrian steel. It's just thought.
Yeah, I overall, I don't think that ice is going to be reforged. I would like to see Jon get his hands on Oathkeeper. But I don't think they really need to reforge it to make it a bigger sword again. I mean, it's probably better to have two swords.
I just think that it's just too much time to forge a sword. They don't have time in the series to start forging Valyrian steel swords right now. So I just don't think they have the time to do it. And for reason, I'll admit it.
Tony, the theory was that we're only talking about reworking Valyrian steel, not creating new Valyrian steel. Nobody knows how to create new Valyrian steel.
Well,
but
I thought that's what they were saying, that he would be able, that Sam would learn. I mean, Gendry would learn how to do that. And
in the show, sure. In the show, sure. Why not? Like Sam will read it. He'll tell Gendry, and Gendry he'll be banging on the hammer, and then the next episode there'll be like 60 Valyrian steel swords. Absolutely.
And if we all saw the book, apparently the ingredients of things like to cure grayscale are like beeswax and elven root and whatnot. So, might as well have something like that. Maybe it's dragon glass and, honey from a tree and,
goddamn beeswax. Beeswax, they hold drinks together very well, but I didn't know they were good for anything else besides that, to tell you the truth.
I don't remember the exact one, but it was something like that.
Goddamn bees, motherfucking wax. Now, we know that people hate Sansa. A lot of people hate Sansa. I know a lot of people in the chat hate Sansa and stuff. So we'll go. What do you think is going to happen with Sansa this episode? What are we going to see from Sansa? Brendan, what do you think about Sansa?
Sansa. I was always a fan of that theory where Sansa's going to sit the throne at the end. I know, like, GOT Academy and stuff had always talked about that, her being like a mirror image of Catherine the Great or something. But I think in this episode, I think she'll see Bran and she'll do this little power struggle thing with him. But she knows she's in charge. the one thing I hated, like, you remember before the season came out, people were really playing into the fact that her and John were going to be so divided. There was going to be this civil rivalry between them. And I think that instead of it being like overblown like that, that was just kind of the tone of their dialogue. Whereas like it's even at the end of their little argument, Sans would be like, you know, you're great at this, you're a great leader, and you know, I always thought he's like, yeah, you're my sister, you know, and so I think that that was kind of overblown, but I think she's just going to rule in the North, and I think she'll see Bran. They'll have a little connect in here. I think Arya will be up there soon enough. I think though here in this episode initially, I think John will already be gone by the time Bran rolls out. But yeah, that's what I think. And just real quick, man, I've been waiting to do this for years. I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat, T Baby, the Not So Silent Sisters, all the people I love, Dish Murphy, Icy Spots, everybody. You know, we've been doing this for a long time. Dreams come true, y'all. Love you. All right.
No doubt, no doubt. And you're getting much love from everybody in the chat. And if you want to be, you know, if you're somebody in the chat and you want to be like Brendan, you know what you got to do to get on the show. We would definitely put you on. Jerry, what do you think, Sansa, we're going to see from Sansa?
Well, I've been calling Sansa. I've been saying she's been acting like a combination of Sonny and Fredo, with, you know, her constantly jumping on John and like acting, you know, calling him out and making him look bad. I think once she gets in, I think she might. I don't know. I can't tell you exactly what she's going to do, but I think once she's in charge, I think she's going to do something that might be a little rash and a little bit short-sighted, a little bit like on the more Iron Fist, Tywin Lannister type move. I don't know what, but I think it's going to be something like that. That might create a little bit of conflict that maybe that could be resolved later in there.
Yeah, well, it's called the Queen's Justice right now. I guess we have to look at Sansa as a queen because she is the acting queen in John's stead. LML, what do you think's going on with this queen? Are we going to see any justice from Sansa this episode?
So, yes. And let me say that I am generally a fan of Sansa as a character in the sense that I think she's a really well-written character in the books. Some of that comes through on the show, but just consider the basic dynamic of Sansa's upbringing. She's like a 12-year-old with a bunch of dreams about the future, as she has a right to have as a 12-year-old. And then she's horribly abused for like, I don't know, several months at the hands of Joffrey. Then she's rescued by a dirty old dude, Peter Baelish. And all the while, she's basically being forced to learn all these really brutal life lessons from people like Cersei and Peter Baelish and the Hound. And so she comes with all that experience, comes out the other side. And in the show, of course, she suffers at the hands of Ramsay too. And then so here she is with John. And I think that when you consider her background, it's very, when I say she's a well-written character, it makes sense that she'd be like, hey, you need to make better decisions than Father did and then Rob did. And it's all good to be noble and all that shit, but you also got to be clever because they're dead. And I think that's like real talk. Now, I think the thing is that the show is sort of being very transparent in the way that it's causing friction between John and Sansa, because in the real world, John and Sansa would have talked about this shit before they went and started announcing things. The way that they're like having John announce all these things and then Sansa argue is like very ham-fisted, in my opinion. It's not very realistic, but they're just trying to build up a little bit of tension there. So point being, I think that Sansa's actually a pretty smart character. She's learned from a lot of devious people, but I think she still retains a link to the basic like integrity of her father. And I think that ultimately she's going to make some pretty good decisions and be a part of the solution and not be some sort of like heel character or something like that.
You know, let me say bravo to that defense of Sansa Stark, because I see people shit on Sansa all the time. I never see anyone get out there and really defend the girl who has been abused a lot. So bravo to you for that defense of Sansa Stark. I really do appreciate it. I know a lot of people in the chat probably don't, but I agree with you 100% on everything you had to say. You say something, Brendan?
Oh, no, I was just saying from the back of the church, just throwing up an amen, you know. LML, stay in the pulpit, man. I've been watching all his stuff. It's brilliant, just brilliant. Especially when he gets on with like Aziz and Shea and Sean and stuff. I mean, just Just
he is. He definitely knows his thing. Look, we could almost get to 350 likes there, people. We only 35 away from that. Let's try to get there if we can before this is over. We got 10 more minutes to go. If you have any questions, please put it out there. Alicia Kingston says, but still hashtag fuck Sansa. We know he hates her. We might have to have Alicia Kingston on with LML, and they can have their Sansa discussion, and we can see who comes out on top of that. You know what I mean? But Renee M says, LML Bravo. Let me go to sub to his channel right now. You know what I mean? That is what's going on right there and stuff like that.
And can I give a shout out to Alicia? Alicia's cool. She's my friend. So.
No doubt about it. You know what I mean? So hit that like button and definitely go out there and subscribe to LML. What does this person say? Oh, that can't be him saying that. It must be somebody else. Anyway, you know what I mean? Donna Bison says, Fire says, fuck that Tully bitch. Hey, you know, listen, the man put out a good argument, Don. You know, you got to respect the argument and everything he says. You have to come with more than fuck that bitch if you want to beat that off, and that's that going on. People are asking, does Brandon have a channel to subscribe to? Look, Brandon, you got fans, baby. You got fans over here.
Hey man, I have a channel. Look, there's only like 3 videos on there. I'm usually, my house words are we're in our cup, so don't expect anything crazy. But I am going to be doing. Hopefully, I'm going to put out 2 this week. Like I have a Valancourt theory where the Sphinx, Alaris Sand, in the books is the Valancourt. I'll be putting stuff like that out. I've been, like Tony mentioned, that when he gives me the shout outs that I love, man, I've been sick. I got Crohn's disease and that kind of stuff. I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to, man, but I'm going to be on it soon. So I appreciate everybody, everybody that I always talk to in the chat and everything. And it'll be coming, man. I promise you that.
Saying he's got something coming, you know what I mean? If we find something, we'll definitely put the link in the description box where you can find everybody's channel. Jerry the Targaryen Steamboat. We know no, I don't think you do your own channel, but you're on the Hype Swatch channel, correct? That's where people can find you.
Yeah, that's where people can find me. Hype Swatch channel. We do any kind. Mostly our thing. We do monthly epic rereads on certain chapters. We've even had Tony here, a guest on one of them before. We do after show. We go on right after the show for a live stream, like about 30 minutes after the show. And then we just do other things like random Game of Thrones videos. Sometimes we'll have something about Ned or whatnot.
We got people right here. Paul Wilson says, God bless you, dude. I have Crohn's disease too. Horrible disease. Straight up. God bless everyone. Listen, we all have problems in life. And you know what? And I always tell people all the time, always never keep stuff inside. You know what I mean? Because whatever you going through, someone else is going through too, man. And try to get out there and, even though you may not want to say it, but anything you go through could help somebody else. And then that's what you got to think about, you know what I mean, to help people out and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a shot. It's telling me if I get 350 likes, I'll do a shot. Yes, if I get 350 likes, we are at 344. Before we go off the air, I will do a shot for you right here without a doubt. You know what I mean? We'll definitely do a shot for you. We can hit 350 likes. So this it's only 6 likes to go. We'll do
on there. Shot on there.
We'll do a shot of the pure white Henny for you right there.
I'm seeing in the chat, I'm seeing people recommending cannabis oil for Sir Jorah.
Yeah.
CBD. It's good for
Jesus Christ. You said you're going to do a shot and the 350 just pops right up. So let's get this shot on for y'all. Thank you for the 350 likes. People ask me, how is your eye coming along, brother? I will say this again at the end of this video. This is not a Euron Greyjoy. Look, it just happens to go like this. I hurt my eye at the job, got metal in it, cut it in 10 different spots over there. So I had no vision in my eye yesterday. Today I have, it's very blurry, but I can see colors. So it's coming along better now. Thank you for asking. But that is why I'm rocking the patch and saloon for that.
Nice.
Woo.
Bottoms up.
Thank you. So
hey, Tony, you got 2 more minutes for me to drop something on Sansa?
Go right ahead.
Totally different theme. Okay, so now we're going to talk about symbolism. My last 2, whoa. Brendan just set the world on its side. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So Sansa and Ygritte and Melisandre all resemble, and Lady Catelyn all resemble weirwood trees. Okay, think about it. A weirwood tree has a face with red eyes and a red smile, and it has leaves that are like bloody hands that also kind of look like it's hair. Okay, so then you have a character like Melisandre who has red eyes, red hair, wears red, and then you have other characters like Lady Catelyn who then gets blood in her mouth and gets bloody hands, just like a weirwood tree, right in the middle of the red wedding. And what's happening is that George is drawing a comparison between a whole series of female characters that line up with Nissa Nissa, by the way. It's like the Nissa Nissa archetype. And they all are doing things to compare themselves to weirwood trees in the moments that they're either dying or symbolically dying or undergoing some sort of transformation experience. And so what I've called this is the weirwood stigmata. The best example is, think about Thistle when Vermeer invades her in the Vermeer prologue, okay? Vermeer jumps into her body and she bites off their tongue, so she has blood in their mouth. Then she gets blood on her hands and it says she's dancing blind and bloody beneath the moon. And then as soon as Vermeer gets kicked out of her, he goes right into the weirwood, just to help you like draw the comparison. And so what's happening is there's some sort of connection between the killing of Nissa Nissa and going into the weirwood tree or sacrificing someone before the weirwood tree. And there's a whole ball of wax with that I'm exploring on my last couple of podcasts. So I just want to throw that out. But in that picture of the preview of the next episode, you see Sansa standing in front of the heart tree, and the resemblance, you can't miss it. I mean, it's right there.
Wouldn't Rob also fit that too when he died at the Red Wedding? All the arrows?
Yes. Yes.
That's beautiful.
The arrows are like branches of a tree, in fact. Somebody pointed that out to me.
Head on, yeah.
See, this is what happens when you deal with Tony Teflon the Don, Teflon TV pregame show, people who really read the books, when we have them on here, and we could blow your mind. This man, look how deep that was. LML, thank you very much for that beautiful Sansa piece right there. And if you want more stuff like that and you need to know more things like that, this is why you have to check out LML TV on YouTube and even go to his podcast and check him out. We will go around the horn and say peace out to everybody on this panel who has come through, especially LML, who's rocked with me this whole time, and everybody in the chat who's rocked with me this whole time just about. Really do appreciate it. Brendan Smith, if you want to be like Brendan Smith and you want to come, as I said, I told you before, you don't have to have a YouTube channel. All you got to do is be a subscriber of mine and like my Teflon TV on Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. Say you want to get you on. People may think he would never do it. You see, I do it. I don't bullshit. I get you on here because everyone's got opinions, and I want to hear what everyone has to say. So, Brendan, thank you for joining us. Really do appreciate it, brother. You know, it's a long time coming. I'm so happy we got you on, and we're definitely going to have you back before the season is up, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it so much. Look, everything Tony just says the gospel truth, because I'm just a guy that's been watching videos for a long time, talking to people in the chat. I'm on here, you know. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the love, you know, people putting out there. And like I said, man, everybody on here is so good. Jerry the Steamboat, Radio Westeros History. I mean, I've been watching all this for so long, you know, and I love people that love the books. Like, we got 5 out right now. I've read all 5 of them like 5 times a piece. I think I probably read the first 2 or 3 like 7 times a piece. But I mean, I like people that go into it, dig into it. I can't thank Tony enough for putting me on, man. Hope to see y'all soon. Like I said, I know I've been out of commission for a while, but it's coming. And love to everybody.
No doubt, no doubt. Jerry the Targaryen Steamboat, one of the illest names in the whole Song of Ice and Fire community. And all to say, you know, he's a member of the Hypes Watch. And as he said, when you want, as soon as the show is over, go to the Hypes Watch channel. Link will be in the description. They have their live show giving you their opinions, their real opinions, not no fucking fake powder puff opinions. Real opinions of how they feel about that episode. Please check them out. Jerry, besides that, let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, just go to the Hype Squad channel. It's, go tonight. You see, like Tony said, real opinions. We don't hold anything back. If we like it, we say we like it. If we hate it, we say we hate it. It's simple as that. We're not looking to, say things that might make us popular. We're seeing to say things because they're true. So, yeah, just join me, LT, and Don Willie. And, yeah, just look forward to seeing you there. And again, thanks a lot, Tony, for having me on. Hope your eye feels better.
Thank you.
Due time.
Thank you. I really wish you guys would go on 10 minutes before the episode ends. I think that's a good look for y'all. I don't know. I would take the Don's advice on this one. Don't wait till the episode's over. Go on before it ends and give y'all live reaction while you're watching the end of the episode. Maybe even 30 minutes, the last 30 minutes. Do the last 30 minutes live reaction while you're watching the episode together, and then go right into the debate, right into the review right after. Just keep it going.
It's an idea.
I think it's a good look for y'all. I think it will definitely help y'all and everything else. That's Don, Tony, Teflon, looking out for my family. And what once again, LML, you was rocking with me just about from the beginning. Mogini, great area. Thank y'all for being with it. But LML, check out the man's channel. Link will be in description. We did the podcast with Gray Area together. Been rocking together. This is my man, 50 fucking grand. Check him out. He does really good videos, especially on this podcast. Give those podcasts a thumbs up on iTunes so people can find them and people can definitely, he can rank them up there, but definitely check him out and subscribe to everyone's channel here and his channel too on YouTube, LML. Thank you for coming on, man. Please let the people know where they can find you too.
Hey, thanks, Tony. So everything of mine can be found at lucifermeanslightbringer.com. Super easy. You can get my YouTube channel, my podcast, my Patreon, all from there. And what I have is basically a whole bunch of 2-hour podcasts where I talk about symbolism and mythology and stuff, but the mythology that's in the books mostly. And then I've got this one video that's basically like an intro video because the podcasts are long and they're kind of dense. And I actually have the essays and the podcast that mirror each other on the website. So you can read them or you can listen to them, whichever you prefer, because some people like to read them, some people listen, some people do both for the fully immersive LMLing. But the main thing is I got that one video that's just like an intro. It's like 30 minutes. It's got the basic idea of the moon cracking and the meteors that might have caused the long night. So I would just ask everybody to take a look at that video. And if you like it, share it and pass it around so that other people can check it out and get into the whole thing. So that's it. Thanks a lot, Tony. It's been fun. Nice to meet you, Brendan, and the Targaryen Steamboat, and Gray Area, and Emoji, and what was the other person that was on earlier?
I don't know if we had anyone else on earlier. Did we have anyone else? It was just us.
Yeah.
I think it's just us.
I just want to say it's a great. I listen to your podcast too, O&M, and it's a great podcast. It really helps take my mind into new areas of where to think about the books and what might happen.
When I watch stuff, and I tell people this all the time, I got a lot of people out there. A lot of people do this and stuff like that. I don't watch everybody. I only watch people that I can learn stuff from. I only watch people that I can get stuff from. I don't watch people who just regurgitate the same stuff that they found on Reddit or the same stuff that they found anywhere else or the same stuff they heard other people say. You got to really bring something to the table to get Tony Teflon to try to watch the channel. LML, Hypes Watch. These are people that I watch because they always bringing stuff to the table. And if you like the way we do this, please thumbs up this. Please spread this across the realm and please subscribe. Until next time, you know who it is. Peace. Even with the fucking eye patch, I stay sexy. And you should too.